Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and this is the Demetra K Show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people because we are a great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big, giant thank you to Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. He is my partner in crime and sometimes the pain in my. Nevertheless, that is Donovan. Thank you. Welcome. Also, like to say a big giant welcome and thank you to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You are the other side of the conversation. And not only are you, do we hear you in the comment section, but when we give the thumbs up, you can click the link and come on and give us you say so. But this week, we want to try it a little bit differently. I think we're going to let people come up one at a time because sometimes when we get a bunch of people up, I like it. It's nice and everything. It just kind of, gets a lot. And sometimes we have people want to argue, and we don't want you guys to argue unless it's with me. So we're going to try that. Ebony, how you doing? Black America, what's going on with you is a topic right up your alley. So anyway, as you guys can see, it says, up, you mighty manosphere, accomplish what you will. Now, of course, that is a loaded message, if you will. And I will get into that in just a few. Hello, Tanya. Donovan, what say you before we get started? What's going on in your life?
Well, we've had 2 sunny days in a row. I want to say welcome to the Demetra K Show. 2 sunny days in a row here in Southern California. Loving it. Took my bike out. Had a great time on my e-bike. If you guys don't have an e-bike, get one, especially if you're in the age group that I am. You don't have to pedal as much. You just let the thing do its thing. But do us a favor. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and even become a member. Demetra K drops all kinds of stuff. When it is 3 o'clock on a Sunday, Pacific Standard Time, it's the Demetra K Show. Also, if you guys so do like, we have a Cash App, PayPal, and everything else that you want to do to participate to help get the show going. I want to say thank you to those that have donated and continue to donate to support the show. We do get those messages, even though Demetra's gangster with it, because I haven't seen my cut of anything. But we do thank you nonetheless. So it's going to be a great topic. Let's see what everybody has to say.
Hello, Marcus. I got you. And if you guys are on Facebook and you're watching this on Facebook and you want to join in on the conversation, click the link so that I can see your comment, or you can come over to YouTube where the other link is, and I'll be more than happy to do that. All right, so who else came on here before I get started? Just give everybody a chance to just roll on in here. Easy, what's going on with you? Dexter, Tisha, how you doing? Moni, a lady, what's going on? And Yvette, how are you doing? And the Marriage Cave, what up? And Miss White, I hope everything is going great, and no doubt what's going on with you. And Dark Titan, so that's all I see so far. Oh no, Jen Michael, how are you? So anyway, for the sake of time, we'll go ahead and get into it. And Michelle, what's going on? As you guys may or may not know, there's this thing called the manosphere. Now, listen, I want to be honest. I don't want to be disingenuous with y'all. The manosphere gets on my last nerve, right? I don't want to lie to kick it. The manosphere gets on my last nerve. But for some of you guys who are like, well, what is the manosphere? Because believe it or not, I've had some people say, what is it? And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a group of like-minded men who are about the rights of men. If I understand that, right? I heard of father's rights. Well, it's like men's rights. And if you guys have watched Married with Children, Al Bundy and them had a group called No Ma'am, right? And it was against feminism. So that's kind of what the manosphere is. It's kind of against feminism and, the group of women. I guess he's going in and coming back out. So it's a pro-man group in every way, if I can just really define it that way. I could be wrong. So anyway, there's been a little dust up in the manosphere. Now, what I mean by that is there's this woman, I should say, by the name of Just Pearly Things. If you guys haven't seen that, she's a white woman who sounds like she has plagiarized Kevin Samuel's work, along with that of Andrew Tate, who it sounds like Andrew Tate has now been freed, and I guess he's on house arrest in Romania. He was, arrested for, some allegations of trafficking and things like that. All right, so it sounds like she's plagiarized. Kevin Samuels, Andrew Tate, and a couple of other people. I was kind of, watching some Manosphere stuff over the weekend. I needed like something to deprogram myself. Anyway, it sounds like she plagiarized somebody else's stuff. It's complicated. So she's a thief, for lack of better words. And so what she has done since the death of Kevin Samuels and incarceration of Andrew Tate, sounds like she has more than doubled her subscribers, right? So I think when Andrew went in, she had like 700,000. Now she has about 1.4 million subscribers. And it is said, how true it is, I don't know, that is a large amount of brothers that are following her, and some famous ones who are big and well known in the Manosphere. Donovan, put your mic on mute. Well known in the Manosphere, but sounds like some are kind of fighting with each other and calling each other out and all this other stuff, right? It's like a lot going on. And so as I was thinking about it, I said, wow, we got all these good, smart, well-to-do brothers kind of going back and forth with each other. And the common denominator is, just Pearly Things. That's her name. Just Pearly Things, a white woman. And then I also thought, now imagine if those brothers got together, because I would imagine that the premise of the Manosphere is to help other men, right? And so let's move it to the Black Manosphere, because that is the thing. So I would imagine that the premise of the Manosphere is to help other men in dating and, finances and a whole bunch of other stuff, I guess. But I said, wouldn't it be nice if they took all that energy to really help Black men? And I'm not saying they don't. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that I hear from the Manosphere. I'll just be honest with you. But instead of taking that energy to fight over, as Brother Phil would say, Miss Ann, instead of to fight over her, why not come together and say, okay, now that we've got each other's attention, right? And we are listening to each other, because what's his name? Jason Black. I watched a couple of his shows about it, and I'm like, man, he took those some of those brothers to task. It was the lead attorney. He rearranged his understanding, and a few more of the other people who was, rallying behind Pearl. But I'm like, instead of defending her, and this is one thing I will say about her, she a white woman. I always say, if anybody's got qualified immunity, in this world, it is a white woman. She don't need a bunch of other people coming to her defense. She gonna be all right at the end of the day, right? But wouldn't it be nice if all those brothers say, all right, for real, since we are united in trying to defend her, not all, but some, too many, I would say that. We're united in trying to defend her and protect her honor. Why don't we all get together and further on what we're doing, trying to uplift the brothers, or, whatever the case is, right? So I don't really have much else to say about that. That's the question. What is it going to take to unite the brothers of the Manosphere? Leave that white woman alone, right? I mean, that ain't the first time y'all heard that before. Leave that white woman alone. But leave that white woman alone and come together. And like I said, y'all, Manosphere is like nails to a chalkboard to me a lot of the times. But I feel like I want to do my part in uniting you guys, okay? So Donovan, what say you before I jump into this comment section? Also, after Donovan speaks, I'd like to open up the link, and I'd like to let you guys up one at a time, but I can't entertain it if you guys can be succinct in what you have to say and you don't argue. But we'll see. Go ahead, Donovan. Go ahead.
I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy of Demetra K as she sits there and says that she wants to help us and do all this other stuff. It's good in theory, but as we know, Demetra is about that business. She's about putting it to the right thing, not necessarily caping that we cape for white people. So I find that very hard to believe. Of us uniting, if men would unite, you women would be held accountable. It wouldn't be happening. So y'all definitely don't want us to unite. You don't want us to unite because then there'd be some accountability on your part. We go back to traditional values. We would go back to the community being a whole, but and all in all, most women don't want that. So, but I like the way Demetra, because I told Demetra to listen to the Black Authority years ago, and she says, "Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it." Now that we have a controversy, she's going to listen to it. But I will agree with this. What will it take for Black people just to unite? What will it take? And I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm probably frozen up again. But
we hear you.
Great. But what will it take for us to unite? It takes a pasty-looking white woman, my words, not Demetra's, to get us to look at each other and confront each other about where our goals are, where we're going to go, where we're taking this movement. What's it going to take? So I think this is going to be a great discussion that we have. Me personally, I'm checked out. I'm going the direction that I'm going, and it's going to be done. But if it's going to better the community, that we really do that. Because when Jason Black did take the people to task, I agreed with him wholeheartedly agreed. So let's see where it goes.
Yep, you're not freezing anymore. I don't know if that's on your end or what, but we hear you.
No, it you know what it is? It's not my end. What it is it's the program. Everybody that uses this program, every person that I know of that has a program has the same problems. They're having the same problems. They're trying to shut the message down and get everybody from not talking and doing all that other stuff. Oh, and by the way, your boy Donald Trump got indicted. Everybody knows about that. That's going to be Tuesday. Yes, I am still voting for him if he runs for president. Yes.
Well, we could definitely get into that later on, because I know you done made a couple of people mad up on here by saying that. Hello, Eunice, how you doing? And let's see here. So y'all want to come on here? The link is open. But I want to say this, Donovan. And yeah, it's a lie from the pit of hell that women don't want y'all to unite. We just want y'all to be better. Y'all would be better if y'all united for the purpose of strengthening the Black family. We would love nothing more for you to unite.
Black men are already perfect. If you women would listen, we've been telling you, but y'all can't tell me what to do. You ain't my daddy. The problem is you can't lead people who do not want to be led. That's the bottom line.
Just talking ish. Can I see your face really quickly? Hey, brother Reggie, how you doing? All right, I got you. So I'm gonna put you up here right now. How you doing?
Hey.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you just fine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
What's on your mind, brother?
Man. Accountability. A lot of raccooning. A lot of whole bunch of stuff going on, man. The topic about pearly things and stuff. First off, I don't even rock with the manosphere. You feel me? My conclusion on this is, the one thing I can say about the manosphere is it proves that a lot of men don't have older men or mentors in their life. You feel me? Because if they did, a lot of people would be like, man, don't even rock with that, man. That man don't know what he's talking about. Like a broke clock can be right twice a day. You feel me? So just because you might say a couple things that might be true, you can also change the message or, sway the message and, the numbers and what you're trying to say, which is not true. Like, I'm going to be real. When they see like a white woman sitting here saying that comments about slavery and reparations, not surprised, not shocked, nothing new. Okay? Nothing new. Where I stand at is that the reaction of all these people that's like caping for her, they got something to say, that's defending her and stuff. That's where my issue lies, because it's like, you want me to like be okay with my son watching you and listen to your message if this is like where you stand on things, or you can't even like do the simple things and be like, hey, white girl, you wrong, you tripping, that's not right. You feel me? Like, everything you saying is not right. Like, if she's saying that slavery was embellished because roots wasn't real, Well, guess what? We can say the same thing about the Holocaust because of the movie Glorious Bastards. Even though it's an allegory, it's not real. It comes from real events and use actual people. So, with all that being said, man, like, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. If your son is listening to Red Pill Talk or Manosphere Talk, you should be more outraged than him listening to drill music. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Because at least with drill music, they talking about doing this with other people that's involved with the same stupid stuff. Versus with this red pill, you talking about like procreating, you talking about creating generations or whatnot. So with like, I ain't gonna lie, man. This is internet. This is the ugly side of the internet right here, where money and integrity and morals are compromised over a dollar amount.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, and I neglected to say, so forgive me, y'all. The other real issue is Pearly. She, has amassed a giant following. It sounds like a good amount of brothers. But the other thing is, she has been, I guess, outed as being a racist. She interviewed with a known racist called Nick Fuentes, and she basically downplayed slavery and used terms like "my Africans" when she's talking about people who work for her, because I guess she largely hires Africans, from the continent of Africa. And she also said that they, I guess, are not lazy, or they have a better work ethic than African Americans. And so, again, Pearl is 26 years old, so she's relatively young in the large scheme of things. And on something I heard somebody played, they asked her, was she a virgin? And she said, yeah. I don't know where that is in the larger scheme of things, but it's like, well, you sure are giving a lot of relationship advice for you not to be in one and not really have had any relations per se. And so, again, we have to keep in mind that she is a 26-year-old white woman that is leading the manosphere. Let's keep it real. I know some people ain't going to want to hear it, but she is the leader of the manosphere right now. Name another brother that has a manosphere channel per se that has the following that she has. I would venture to say there's not many. I can't think of any, but so she is the leader of the manosphere.
But just like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just like you sitting here saying like she's a virgin, she's only 26, and yet she's leading and had this mass following, talking about things, talking to women twice her age, right? You look at the manosphere, you got dudes in there who never post videos or pictures of their family or their wives or anything, but yet they sit here giving out advice about, hey, this is what you should do if you find the right woman. If a woman have an opinion or got a voice, she's not the right one, just shut up, da 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 da. That's like, bro, where's your proof? And these dudes are getting outed. They've been exposed as not following what they preach. They sit here and say, don't pay for girls and stuff, and they got sugar babies. They sit here and tell you, this rapper doing this the rapper doing that, but they got a record of doing drugs and being arrested for possession. So these guys are basically like, hypocrites. And at the end of the day, like, it's the same thing that goes on in history. We had the preacher hustlers that still exist. We had the ambulance chasers. You feel me? And we got these guys that stays in their mama's basement, or they don't work, they don't do anything, but this is what they do on the internet. Just like you got people in the hip-hop community that's telling you about what street and what's snitching, but ain't never been in the streets or done anything.
No, and I mean, you're absolutely right. You make a really good point. So anyway, you got any last words before we let somebody else up?
Man, all I was gonna say is, y'all, I know this is, one of the topics that's taking over YouTube and the internet and everything, and I get it. But at the end of the day, y'all, like, we gotta be appreciative of moments like this because it exposes people for who they really are. And sometimes you're not supposed to, like, hang on to every person's words, but actions speak louder than words. So in times like this, when you got, just Pearly Things, the Kanye West, the Kyries, just sit back and observe what people say. and how they move and how they react. And they'll kind of let you know where their morals and their ethics lies. They'll let you know. Just sit back and listen. Like, a lot of people are talking and want to engage and stuff. We got to sit back and listen. And the raccoon's going to expose themselves. And once they do, like, okay, hey, you get your money, because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. So it's a bunch of them out there. It's a bunch of people that agree with this rhetoric. You go in their lives, they still got the numbers. You still got the people saying, "You're right, man. Don't worry about what they saying about you, man." But at the end of the day, man, like, we just need to really just like sit back, see who say what, okay, and just check your track record. You feel me? We just can't go off of somebody saying the right things and what sounds good. I say people say a lot of things that sound good over a drink and over a blunt of kush. You feel me? A lot of people say some good things, but when it actually comes to actually doing it, it's always a reason why they can't come up to the plate. So with that being said, y'all just watch people track record, stay on code, man. And hey, just, be one, y'all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Come see us again.
All day, man. Y'all stay blessed, man.
You too. Bye-bye. A lady, can you show me your face really quick? No one else will see it but me. Well, Donovan, what say you while we're waiting?
Well, what I'm going to say, what say you while we're waiting, is what everybody's talking about. And I put it in the chat as well. SWV versus escape. That's what everybody's talking about. And I bring that up to show you how juvenile and how disconnected we are as a people. Everybody wants reparations and stuff, right? But nobody knows the issues of reparations or what it's going to be. But they can tell you everything that's going on with Tosha and Tiny and whatever these people are in regards to that foolishness. But when it comes to serious things that affect us as a people, they can't tell you substantively what is going on. And that's our problem. We love to be entertained. We love the entertainment. But when it comes to actually doing the work, we just don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. And another thing I want to bring up, Demetra, I think we need to talk about this really quick. Demetra sent me, you guys, a video of Megan Thee Stallion throwing out the first pitch up in Chicago, I believe.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
And, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear you. I don't know what I did wrong. Thank you for letting me up, Demetra. I've been wanting to speak to you for so long.
Yes, indeed. Let me let Donovan finish it. I'm so glad you came up here.
Kryptonite over here, what's up? So, okay. I've been trying to understand where this whole manosphere thing started. It seems to me it was a white male self-improvement thing. The black men came into it. They started becoming so aggressive and hateful, especially toward women, that a lot of black men just bowed out and said, "I'm done." So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But what I hear now has evolved are things that are so anti-black community. It is not B1 at all, telling women that they shouldn't go to college, they shouldn't be high earning, that if they are single mothers, no one should hang with them, or there shouldn't be, the latest thing I heard I thought was really crazy is if you are a husband, you are a plantation Negro. I mean, nothing about that is positive in promoting community. So I would have to say, if you have been over there enjoying and laughing, ha, 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 at the black women hate that has been spewed, that is not, you are as guilty as anyone else. You have not been helping the community. If you talk against black women, you are talking against the black community. And that hold you accountable. If you're a mother, you're being held accountable. Period, point blank, okay? You're the one 24/7 responsible for the child, especially a single parent. So miss me with the double talk. The so-called helping black women, it hasn't been there. What you guys have been doing is pointing your finger, saying ha, 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 and finding new ways to denigrate black women. And some other talking points have been, if they wear sandals, if they wear wigs, if they wear hair pieces. And let me tell you, Kevin Samuels, look closely. He definitely has on a male hair unit. Okay. So I'm just saying, keep it real. Don't backtrack. Just apologize and do better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, lady. Thank you so much.
Totally delusional. A lady, totally delusional. You're talking about pointing fingers, and that's exactly what you just did. That's exactly what you just did. Here we are again, putting blame on this and that. At the end of the day, we need each other. But the fact of the matter is, where we're at today is because our community is being led by women. That is a fact. The very men that women complain about are the women that are raising these young boys. Yes, the father is not there. We arbitrarily do that. My father wasn't there, so is it my mother's fault because my father is dead? That the way that I turned out and my brother turned out, if it's in the negative aspect, so we're going to blame that on my dead father? No, we can't do that because he wasn't here. We have to put the blame where the blame actually exists. Accountability, a lot of people, not just women, don't have it. When it comes to children, look at the way the laws are. Look at what's going on. If you had a son and he was falsely accused of child support issues or whatever, I doubt if you would really have that frame of reference when he's getting incarcerated because he's behind in child support, even when he's found out genetically not to be the father. Come on now, let's there's enough blame to go around as it is, but to sit here and talk about women do it alone, that's bullshit. And it's bullshit because there's no such thing as an independent woman when you're receiving child support, any kind of support, government assistance. You're not doing it by yourself. So cut with the shit.
So all women are receiving accountability. Show me your face.
No, that ain't what I'm saying. But what she's saying is, women are doing it by themselves. That's bullshit. They're not. The bottom line is they're not. No person on this earth is an island. Everybody gets help from somewhere.
So let me say this. I'm going to just ask you, since you threw out a whole bunch of stuff, most single mamas, and I always say this, y'all, the difference between a single mama and a single woman. Single woman with a child and has a father that's helping, and she's a single woman. She's not a single mama, right? Single mama is somebody that's doing it all by herself. But a single mother, are all single mamas getting food stamps, housing, and all of that?
No.
The one thing you say, I got you, accountability. The ones that are saying
no. What I'm saying is everybody gets help in some form or fashion. What I'm saying is the idea that women are doing it all by themselves. That's bullshit. So
you said everything she said is just totally bullcocker.
No, I'm not saying everything that she says is bullcocker. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we've got to stop pointing our fingers at everybody else. It's got to start somewhere. Stop pointing our fingers at this person and that person, and you're just reintroducing the problems within the community. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's
ask
just
you a question.
Sure.
And I feel like I got to tell y'all this. I ain't gonna eat your lunch just yet, okay? I ain't gonna eat your lunch, but you Donovan, I love you. I do. Do you feel that same way about the channels that do bash Black women? Do you? Well, wait a minute. Let me finish my question. Do you have the same vigor for them? Stop bashing Black women. It's because we ain't gonna never lie to Kitty, right? Who was your dog, your idol, your mentor, the king of the manosphere when it's all jumped off? Who was that, Donovan?
Demetra K.
Nah.
Okay, it was Tommy Sotomayor, but I looked at him for entertainment. That was purely entertainment.
So it was entertainment, him bashing Black women. He called us everything but a child of God.
Sure. It was funny. There's no truth to it. And then I watched Brother Phil. I watched everybody, but I wasn't out there promoting that stuff. I wasn't promoting that stuff. Cynthia G is out there. There's a platform for everything out there that you want to watch. So there's no doubt about that. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth, no matter how we look at it. The truth is the truth. There is nobody sitting out here. It is very rare. The average person is doing it by themselves. This sisterhood and this playbook that women have in regards to, ooh, girl, you don't need no man. You don't need nothing. Women right now are leading the nation in evictions. Why? because they are doing it by themselves and there's no other income. Even though they were given all this money during the pandemic and food stamps and everything else to survive it. I rarely know of any married couple or cohabitating couple that's being evicted right now. 1 + 1 is 2. The reality is, stop it. It's unreal. You guys are delusional. You're delusional. We need each other. Let's stop it.
As I always say, that's y'all Black woman out there the most evicted. And so you never heard any other man, be it Asian, white, Hispanic, whatever, say our women are getting evicted at the most than anybody else. So the Black woman, whether y'all like it or not, is your responsibility. And so the fact that anybody can say our Black woman, and I'm not saying y'all gloating necessarily, is the most evicted, I think that lands squarely on y'all shoulders. But let's hear from accountability. What do you have to say quickly?
Oh, it's been a long time. How you been?
Michael.
And Donovan, good to see you. And by the way, Donovan, shout out to Moreno Valley, when you did the coverage on the student protests. It was great. So I'll say this very very quickly that so I have to agree, and I had to examine both merits from Donovan's perspective and the participant who said earlier. So I would say that in order for men and women to lead, and this is what I noticed from my observation, if we really want women to cook, right, then men have to lead. In other words, if women are not willing to cook, that means men need to step up and cook for women, right? So when men do that in the house, it shows that women are going to observe men as leaders, right? So when men do it every day, that means women are going to follow. So it's vice versa. And you do the math, 365 days a year. Majority of women do most of the housework in the house. Whereas men, they do the outdoor work 4 times a year, right? Out of 365 days in terms of cutting grass, growing garden, raking leaves. So if you look at it, it's really there's a lot of gender disparities between the amount of work that women do in the house and the amount of work that men do outside the house. And so we have to factor that into consideration because a lot of moms are doing a lot of not only they're doing cooking, cleaning, but also reading to their kids, helping kids do homework. And that's true that men do bring home bacon, but at the same time, sons and daughters need men to take care of them. When I say take care of them, yes, food is very important for a group, but also teaching their kids how to read, how to write, because it's really about social bonding at an early age. Because a lot of fathers, I'm not saying all of them, and please don't miscorrect me. I'm not saying not all fathers are not raising kids, but you have a majority of fathers who don't want to because they feel that's not their role, responsibility to teach the kids to read and write or do housework. They feel like it's a woman's role. But I feel like if men and women examine each other very carefully, closely, understanding what do they want to accomplish at the end, because at the end of the day, it's going to be in a men and women making decisions for their kids' futures. Not going to be men, because for men to be successful, they need women's input, and for women to be successful, they need men's input to move forward. And that's why these systemic policies need to be eliminated for Black men to move ahead to raise successful families in this country. That's why caste reparations are needed. Removal of qualified immunity, as well as in addition to remove qualified immunity, then police practices have to be eliminated because any qualified immunity alone is not going to teach police officers to be good to Black people. So the training practices need to be eliminated in the police force. That means you need a radical 365-degree shift to move forward. And of course, caste reparations are needed for African descendants of slaves to move forward. And I hope that answers your question, Donovan. I'm not trying to not trying to disagree your opinion, but I'm just want you to understand. That's all.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brother Michael. It's nice seeing your face and hearing your voice. I saw your face. And hearing your voice again. We love when you give input. So thank you, and come see
You're
us
welcome.
again.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Donovan, I see you in the comment section. What say you?
In regards to what Michael said?
Or anything.
Well, no, exactly. Well, I agree with everything that Michael said in that. And like I said, and I agree with a lot of people and their opinions in what's going on. Like there was I forgot her name there. I think it was Angela. Hopefully, yeah, Angela Destiny. She said she respectfully disagrees. I got $397 per month for 2 children until age 18. I was an educator and sometimes had an extra job. No, we never got evicted. Father God help me meet our needs. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people will take like, I only got $200. I only got $80. My point is I deal in reality, not what I would like or how I feel. I deal in the fact, I don't care if you got $1. And I've heard cases where some women were adjudicated $1 in support. You're getting support. You can't raise children unless the other parent is dead. I don't see how, and even when that other parent is dead, usually if they've worked long enough, they get Social Security. My point is nobody is doing anything by themselves. So a lot of women got to take this independent stuff. That's not independent. Look at the definition of independent. Independent is you're getting nothing from nobody. You're relying on your own resources, period. For some reason, a lot of women think just because I'm getting, oh girl, that ain't nothing, $397. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Angela, but like here in California, $397, that ain't nothing, girl. That ain't nothing. He ain't giving me nothing. That is something. $397, that could buy some groceries. That could put gas in your car to get the kids to and from school. I don't know what it is, but it is something. We've got to stop all that and say, look, where we're at is I'm not strong and independent. I'm not out here by myself. I need help. We need help. We could do this. Ladies, if you keep talking about you don't need no man and you're strong and independent, why the hell are you complaining when the men aren't there then? Make it make sense.
Whoo, but Black America, before I give it to you, I just need to ask Donovan some questions, And hello, Miss Beautiful Angela. I got you, girl. I'm finna ask him some questions. Okay, so I'm gonna read it again. She says, I must respectfully disagree. Let's just call it $400, right? Per month for 2 children. 2! Till the age of 18, I was an educator, sometimes had an extra job. No, we never got evicted. Father God, help me meet our needs. So I want to ask you, Donovan, and maybe Black America, you can jump in here too. Where on earth can you take care of 2 children? Let's say all she got was $400 for 2 children. Do you really think that was enough for her to take care of 2 children for child support? Now, when I say take care of, I ain't talking about the occasional school shoes. I'm talking about a roof over the head, the food, the lights, the gas to take them back and forth to school, and medical and all that stuff. Do you think $400 for 2 children for all the way until they was 18 was enough money? Because when you said no one does it by themselves, yeah. So admittedly, she's getting help, but do you really think $400 is enough to consider? Oh well, I'm really doing my part per se.
Unfortunately, because of the way the laws are constructed, it's not fair in some situations. It's definitely not fair to men in their situations, in whatever situation is. Is it fair that Kim Kardashian, and I'm just using this as an extreme, who's a billionaire, right? She's getting $200,000 a month. Is that fair? She doesn't even need the money at that point. You see what I'm saying? It's all relative to your situation. Miss Angela, $397 per month for 2 children. No, in my opinion, that is not enough. But the fact of the matter is that is what was agreed. I don't know if you went to court or not like that. It is what it is. And, and thank God you didn't make the mistake like a lot of people. You have another child, or you get another, things happen like that. But we don't control the judicial system, which we can if we would get involved and do something about it to make it more fair and equitable. But unfortunately, that's the way the law runs. And I've been in the child support system. A lot of brothers been in the child support systems. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, is what they tell us men. You don't show up, you're adjudicated the father. This is just how the laws are set up. No, it's not. So my answer to that is not enough, but it is what was adjudicated.
Well, I'm going to say this before I get it to you. And Kiki wants to know, and you can think about this, Donovan and Black America, because I know y'all going to get on here. Y'all going to be with the stuff. When my daughter went to live, and I tell you guys this all the time, my daughter went to live with her father for the 6 months she did. I didn't say, well, I ain't going to be responsible. I sent her with a debit card and I put money on that card. My daughter did not want for nothing at all. Whatever she needed, she had. If he needed something, no problem, right? So what I'm saying is I knew a couple of bucks a month was not going to help him raise, at the time, a 16-year-old. I knew that wasn't going to get it. So I did all that I could to make sure that she was taken care of. And if he ever needed anything, so be it, right? The point that I'm making is, yeah, even if, let's say he got child support against me, which he tried to do twice. In fact, he kind of was successful. But let's say it was $50. Now, I know damn well he need more than $50 to take care of a growing 16-year-old child who's in extracurricular activities. Let's not forget that. Don't eat, don't want to go to the mall and, all that other stuff, right? So I know that I did my part. But Black America, how you doing?
Good afternoon. Hey, D, what's going on? Hey, Donovan, how are you today, sir? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can, brother.
All right. So what I just want to say is I am not pro-Black, and it makes me so sad that we as Black people still think that we have a community. The first guy, he saddened me so deeply with all the, you know what I'm saying? Like I am a felon. I am a gangbanger. I am a drug dealer. I don't speak with the vernacular that dude does. And it's just, and I don't want to talk about him, but it makes me see that there is no community, but we as Black people in general are going down. Then the lady gets up here and I don't know what she was talking about. Nobody goes through life by themselves. $400 a month is great if you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's great if you're in Omaha, Nebraska, Wichita, Kentucky, even parts of Texas. $400 a month is a whole lot of money. It's not a lot of money in LA. It's not a lot of money in Vegas. It's nothing in New York. But depending on where she's at in the country and at in her life, it could make a huge difference. It's sad that Donovan talked about child support. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. While I was in prison, okay, I got a letter from the government and said, hey, you can't get out of prison because you owe so much in back child support. All right, so then I finally worked some magic with the lawyer. They get me out. I go back to work and I said, I'm gonna switch jobs. I went to a job. They start taking child support out of my check. For a week, I got $87. She got the rest. Okay. How is a man supposed to live on $87? What are you supposed to do with $87 a week? And the rest.
And real quick, isn't that killing the golden goose? You want to be able to keep that man working so he can pay those things.
Right. Am I not? I mean, $87 a week. I'm a grown man. That won't even feed me for the week. like seriously. So it's a problem in this country. And when it comes back to the accountability, the last young man that was talking, yes, women do a lot of stuff in the home. None of those things are the man's job. A man's job is to lead by example. What a man is supposed to do is have those boys go to work and cut. I don't know anywhere in the country, well, Vegas, and go cut the yard.
You're having a really bad
So
connectivity.
every week.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's nowhere in the country that you're gonna cut the grass 4 times a year. I mean, in LA, you got to do that every week, every weekend. You take out the garbage every day or every 2 days, however, when your receptacle fills up. And it's just sad that people are blurring the lines between men and women so bad that everybody think they can step on everybody else's shoes and do what they do and do what they supposed to do. That's why so many of our women are tired and mean at the age of 50 because they've been working full-time jobs and trying to take care of themselves, and they will never have anybody able to come into their life. I wish I could ask that Angela lady, yes, she might be educated. Are you married? Oh, well, it doesn't work for everybody. When you get older, believe me, being older and alone as a lady, because I'm a predator. I snipe all you old ladies. Like you, Demetra, I take y'all down. Because
let me tell you something.
Y'all easy prey.
You take me down.
You easy prey. I'll be in Texas in a couple of weeks. I'll be in Texas in a couple of weeks.
Listen, I'm gonna put this
You're easy prey.
Challenge out to you. I wish you would. I
know you wish I would. I'm telling you, I know you wish I would. You're easy prey because you guys get lonely.
Oh, please. You know what, Black America? I have so much to say, but I feel like I need to say this to you. I really do love you, but can I be honest with you? A man with 16 kids couldn't even bring me a drink of water, boo-boo. I'm just saying. I love you, though. I do. And the other thing is this. I'm going to ask this question, okay? You said that when you went to prison, you got taxed a bunch of money for child support, and you got $87 to your check because they, she or whoever got all of it. Can I ask you this, Donovan? You can ask this too. How much is a box of condoms? Or how much is it to say, can I see myself spending the rest of my life with her? Do I want to raise children with her? And if I get her pregnant, can I afford to do that? If you come up with no of any one of those questions, then you zip your fly up and then you get to pushing. So I get it. Child support is a bitch. It is. I was a victim of it too. So I'm not sitting up here saying that's what you get. But I do know it's easier and it's cheaper to say no.
Okay, accountability on both parts. Ladies, say no, keep your legs closed, whatever. 40-something and counting different contraceptives in the United States alone, and men have 2 condoms or a vasectomy, or maybe 3, and saying no. But women have over 40 options, and they're still getting pregnant out here.
And I'm going to say, you must not know the nature of a man. It feels too good to pull out. I'm not pulling out. I'm sorry. And you too. And you too. And at this age, you too old to get pregnant. That's why I say I snipe all you older ladies.
I'll pay you $500 if you do.
Okay, I'm a gambler. I love money.
I love money too. That's why I don't gamble. But for real though, I'm just saying, I hear what y'all saying. I'm not sitting up here saying, and you guys can click the link if y'all want to come up here. I'm not saying child support is nice. I know that there's women out there who, and men, because in my case, it happened to me, who are suckers, right? And they want to just get a bag out of somebody. But the other part of that too is, was this avoidable? Now, I know sometimes 2 people get married and you think you're going to be together forever and don't work out, and somebody try to, get the other ones all their money and stuff. But the other part of that is, Black America, you've been very honest. And I just know that you obviously wasn't paying enough money if you got 16 children out there. It, like the first couple of times they was digging in your pocket, they didn't dig deep enough. And so I say that to say, some of that has got to be on you, brother, because I don't know. I would venture to ask, was you taken advantage of in any of those situations when you were starting a baby?
What do you mean taking advantage of?
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to clean it up for you too.
You mean yeah, all the women took it from me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. They all took it from me. You women are lecherous and nasty, and I love it.
I was about to say we ain't too nasty because you've been up in at least 16 women or 14.
Listen, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not the 7 baby mama guy. Okay.
How many?
Here you go. You don't need to worry about all that. I will see you in Houston in 2 weeks.
Y'all, we'll give a report on what didn't happen.
No, but serious on a serious note, I just feel bad because, and we're gonna hit the pearly things right quick. I jump off because I know somebody else might want to come up. Did you watch the full interview with Nick Fuentes and Just Pearly Things?
I did not.
So when people don't watch the full thing, you're not going to get the context of what she said and what actually happened. And I know we want to have such an open mind because you're an educated person, and you're going to have an open mind and look at the full context of what was said. I watched the full thing. Now, I told you, I've never even held a white woman's hand, but she wasn't being racist. She just stupid. She don't know the full context of the Black experience. But that's with every white person. And so Oprah interviewed racist people, Geraldo, Donahue, all of them. She has a talk show that she does for entertainment, and she stated it many times. It is for entertainment. She does what she does for the likes and the views and the conversation and all of those things. So did she say one bad thing? The My Africans, she said, I want to get my Africans with me in America. She never said, I heard you say, I'm going to step on your toes right quick. She never said that Africans work harder than Black Americans. That was never said. You have to watch the full thing. Then you can make a judgment call on actually what was said. I don't like that because people did that a lot with Kevin Samuels. Oh, look at the clip. He just called this girl ugly. But you didn't hear her call him all kind of efforts and be disrespectful.
Can I ask you what I mean? Can I ask you a
Sure.
question? What value have you learned from Pearl?
I don't watch Just Pearly Thing, and that's another thing. I watch her shows sometimes, but I mean, what a value am I looking to learn from anybody on the YouTube? I'm 50 years old. My life is already screwed, and my road is already paved. Like everything that I'm going to do in life is already done. Like it's nothing that I'm not looking to learn and grow. People that sickens me. You get 40 or 50 years old, you're still trying to learn. It's time out for that. You need to be trying to make it to the end of the game. It's really too late. If you've been a crackhead for 50 years and say I'm about to dry up, you might as well go ahead and blow your chest right on out your back. To me, it's stupid. You're not going to get a job. You have no skills. Your brain already melted. I don't learn anything from Pearly. It's entertainment, just like she said. Is there something I can learn from you? Is there something I can learn? I can't learn something from the lead attorney. I can learn different colognes and stuff from Kevin Samuels' videos. But men on the manosphere are not coming here to actually learn something. That's not what you're coming here because it's entertainment and it's to hear like-minded views, or to hear he was talking about SWV and Escape. I was wondering what's going on with them. Did they get into a car accident? Are they fighting or something? Like, I remember back in the day, they just had juicy butts. Like, I don't know what's going on with it.
And before you go, you said something before you came, right after you came on. He says you're not pro-black. Did I understand you in saying that?
Yes, well, I believe in black people, but let me clear that up because they didn't get that wrong. No, if a white man come into my house, he's going to be hurt. If a black man come into my house, he's going to be hurt. Neither one of them are going to make it out in a good situation. So I am not pro-black. I am not going to show any deference to a black person, a white person, or a Mexican person. Once again, I go back to a couple of weeks ago. You call a Mexican, a Guatemalan, a Mexican, they're going to get upset. I don't see Africans, and I don't see Jamaicans or Hindus. I don't see none of them as black. We are Black Americans. Our total lived experience is different than theirs. When these pro-blacks are talking, most of the time they're talking about from the whole diaspora. So it's everybody. As long as you're black, you're included. All skin folk and kinfolk. I didn't come up with that. That is something that has been said for a long time.
So let me ask you this. You do know what, and I don't want to mean to insult you, but you know what pro-black means, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I mean, I've been around NOI people and Hebrew Israelites, and I know B1 and all of that. I'm familiar. I'm very familiar with it.
So pro, anytime you say you're pro, that means you're for something. So just to say you're pro-black means that you are for black people. So it doesn't, because a lot of times people get that wrong. And you know who get that wrong a lot? It's racist. Other people who think, oh, you pro-black, that means you don't like everybody else. No, that's not what it means. Pro-black means you're for your people. Just like white people, they're pro-white. They might not say, oh, I'm pro-white, or I'm pro-Asian, or I'm pro-Mexican. But when you're for your people, that's what it means, right? So it don't mean you're against everybody else. You're just for the betterment of your people and your people first. That's all that means. So that's why I have to ask you, what do you exactly mean about not being pro-black? Because it just means being for your people.
So I am not. You guys are not my people. I like you guys, but my family is my people. My mom, my father who has passed away, my children, my brothers and sisters, my chicks that I got. Those are my people. You guys are not my people. If you're on the street, you're just another person on the street.
I got
That's the way all peoples are. And the problem with these new pro-blacks, let's go with that. The problem with these new pro-blacks, they want to hold hand and kumbaya. You can't hold hand and kumbaya with everybody. I have a gay nephew, but he know if anything looks sugary coming around me, he knows to button that up all the way. I'm going around, I'm going around big up. I can't do any of that. Right. You know what I mean? It's certain things that some black people are accepting and allowing, and they want to. You can't be here. I can't be black. I'm not accepting the Africans. I'm not accepting the Mexicans. Yeah, I know you like Muslims. I don't like Muslims. I was in prison. I understand it. We had great debates in prison. The Hebrew Israelites, we had great debates back and forth, but it's just not get down. I can't get down with them. It's a different thinking.
I got you. Well, all right, brother. I'm gonna let you go before it goes any further. But thank you so much for coming on here, Black America. It's always a pleasure. And like I said, y'all might not agree with Black America, but he gonna come on here and say what he got to say. So I thank you so much for that. I don't know if he's gone, but anyway, I will let him go. Donovan, and you guys, I was reading your comments. I was not ignoring you. I was reading your comments.
No, I mean, I've been reading the comments too. We got some really great comments, but I want, here's the thing. And I know child support is a big issue for both sides of it. Both sides of it have issues with the child support system. But would everybody agree to limit a lot of the child support problems? Why don't we have mandatory DNA testing at birth? We have all these other shots that the kids get as soon as they come out and they do all this other stuff. Why is it that women are so against, and this is true, it's a woman lobbying firm that lobbies not to have mandatory tests, but it's individual to each state. But why isn't women saying, yeah, let's just make it mandatory across the board? Why aren't they saying that? People would agree that would be fair and it would cut out a lot of foolishness, right?
But you know what the other thing is though? And I get it. I agree. I actually think there should be some DNA tests done. But the other thing is now you don't have to sign the birth certificate if you don't want to. And the other thing is, damn well women largely are, and it's just a fact. They're not going to largely say, yes, let's make everybody get a DNA test so we can make sure the baby is yours. Because, the truth of the matter is some women do sleep with more men and you don't know who they have a Freddy Krueger situation, right? Going on. You don't know who the damn baby daddy is. But the other thing is, since you know that ain't going to happen, why dip off into a woman that, that you may not want to be with? Because y'all always say women need to make better choices. You need to choose better, but y'all ain't too choosy when you wear a Gucci.
Well, and again, and you're absolutely right. Like I said, everybody has some responsibility into this. It isn't just one-sided. It ain't just man's fault. It ain't just women's fault. The way we were set up by God thousands of years ago is if men did not have this nurturing nature to mate, the human species would die out. It is innately only a few species of people of animals, and we are a high species of animal, actually mate with somebody and stay with that person or that species for life. I think the orcas do it. They get a mate and they stay with that mate for the rest of their life. Humans do it. I believe they do it. But like I said, it's like, I don't even think there's 10 species on the earth of animals that actually stay with the person that they initially grow with. It takes the species that have high intelligence that do that. And whales are one of them. The orca whales, not the other whales. So yes, blame is on everybody's side. But the fact of the matter is, if men are not impaled to and pre-programmed to mate, the human species would die out. That is factual. That's why men, you always seen these guys get caught up with side chicks and all this stuff. I'm not saying everybody does it, but we're programmed to be like that. Not all men do it because, when I commit, I commit. But the point is, though, when I'm single and I'm out here doing my thing, which is another reason why men, we don't have a clock holding us back. I could procreate up until the time I'm dead, where women can't do that.
And brother, you said all that to say what? Y'all still have a choice in the matter?
No, absolutely. No, I agree with you. We have a choice in the matter. But I'm answering your question why we don't stop. And I'm not saying it's a great answer. The point is, if we did not be programmed the way we are, the human species would die out, period.
I got you. Jay, your device is not connected yet, but whenever it does get connected, show me your... I think Jay has been on here before, but I want to make sure. But his device is not connected yet, or her. So honestly, like I said, those who don't want a baby don't do things to get a baby. I know there's I'm oversimplifying it, and I've seen quite a few people. El Boogie, were one of them, said you have one child when the child support got up on you. I have one child too because just me, and it's just me only. I'm not speaking on nobody's situation. I personally did not want to have a bunch of children by different men. So I have one child, and emotionally is all I can deal with. But God knew better because I ended up raising 3 of my other nieces and nephews. Jay, can I see your face real quick before I bring you up? I know you've been up here before, but I just want to make sure. But yeah, if you don't want to pay child support or have to deal with another person for 18 to 23 years, because you have to pay for college in a lot of cases, then don't be in the bed, the backseat of a car, or wherever you may be, the beach. Don't do those things to make a baby. I mean, with all the technology we got, we still having this conversation. It's crazy to me, because I hear men all the time cry about how, child support is on me. I got to pay all this money. But it's like you wasn't crying when you was in that woman. And you always say to women, and I'm just putting it out there, we have a conversation about it. Like I said, make better decisions. But you didn't make a better decision with who you were sleeping with. You didn't say, well, is this woman going to take me to the cleaners? Is she going,
Okay, but let's look at the other side, though. See, now you talk about the woman's going to take me to the cleaners. Let's go to the other side real quick. What kind of woman has that mentality where she thinks that she's just going to come up on a dude like that?
Oh, trust me. Listen, and Jay, let me see your face so I can bring up. Listen, as I always tell y'all, I am 100% a woman. And what no man is going to do is tell me about the nature of a woman. I know there's shady women out there. I know that. I'm not saying they don't exist. But if I know they exist, why y'all don't know they exist? Because that's why I say it's better to get married, go do the courtship. But a lot of people don't do that. Even to this moment, you got 50, 60, 70, God knows, 80-year-old men out there who still making babies, and then women too. You got a lot of women out there making babies. And it's like you're making babies with people you don't even know nothing about at all. And so it's like, why would you? And listen, I was young once. I had my daughter when I was 21, which is why I only have one daughter.
Wait, you told me that was your sister.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But the point that I'm making is, we don't ask enough questions. There you go, Jay. We don't ask enough questions. We don't get to know who we getting in at all. And like Black America said, we don't want to pull out and all this other stuff, but then you're mad because you're getting $87 on your check. Brother Jay, how you doing? I'll unmute you. What's going on with you?
All right. Only thing I want to say about the gentleman said, what can we look? Let me talk. Only thing that I want to say about this here, the situation when he said that what can we do to unite? Unfortunately, we can't save all black people. They're just the reality of it. Some black people most black people we're gonna have to let them go. Can't nothing we do about it. You can tell them and you can give them all the information in the world. When you tell the truth and it's nothing but the truth, they don't want to hear. So fortunately, even though I want to see all black people say, I do personally, but that being said, can't nothing we do about it. We're gonna have to let them go. Period. They too far gone. Those like you and I that know the truth, just like when you said that you was a Muslim or ex-Muslim, I am a Muslim.
Yeah, I'm born into the Nation of Islam. My father, he's been since he was 19. He's 79 now, so he's a devout Muslim. But yes,
yeah, I just didn't tell you nothing about it because I felt like it wasn't necessary to talk about that.
Yes.
But my thing is, brother, like I said before, most black people we're gonna have to let go. Even though the one in the hood that we love, and those that actually talking to that 26-year-old, because she don't know anything about our history. She don't know nothing about our history. She wasn't even born to know anything about our history. So just like the young man, I'm gonna pick it back off the young man. I'm a firm believer. If you're gonna talk about slavery, let's talk about the Jewish Holocaust. Let's be fair. Across the board. You talking about 50 million Jews, we talking about 100 million black people. So what outweighs what? It was wrong in the beginning for anybody to do what they did. But my thing is, and then I'm gonna get off. If you don't like black people that much and you really hate black people, why not just leave black people alone? Go by your life, we go by our life. But what I do believe, and I tell people that I come in contact with, We don't need white people. We got a habit on some of us, not all of us, of thinking that we need white people for this and white people for that. We don't need those people. Like they got the all-white town in Africa, in South Africa. Here you in a continent with all these black people in, but you hate black people, but why are you there? Why you don't go back to your own country that you come from? Let black people do for black people. I think it's gonna come a time, and the time is coming quickly. We just don't know it.
Yep.
That black people is gonna come back to power, whether they try to kill all black men or what they try to do. You did what you did to us. What makes you think it's not gonna come back to you? See, they're just the facts. See, when people say I go to speaking like this, I'm talking rhetoric. No, that's not talking really. That's talking fact. I am a devout Muslim. I believe in my faith. I don't believe in Christianity because if you look at it, it was no Christianity. It was just one faith. Submit your will to God and God alone. That was it. So as for black people, I appreciate you talking to a lot of our brothers and sisters. Keep continuing to talk. A lot of is getting your message of what you're saying. But my theory is we cannot save all black people, no matter what they do. Miss K, I appreciate it. I like your content. I like your beautiful smile. Brother, the same way to you too. Peace to both of you all.
Thank you so much. And come back and see us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Bye-bye.
I want to say this. Has anybody noticed under the recovering Democrat moniker, what does it say, Demetra K?
I saw it. Demetra Kryptonite.
Demetra's kryptonite. Whenever I start talking truth, she backs a little bit away.
You need better glasses, brother. You need, because I know we ain't all seeing the same thing. But you know, he's absolutely right. Especially what he said about they got to get that back. Because even in the Bible, it says what? You know, basically all the things I do on others as you have them do unto you. You know, you'll get it back. Some speak to some, I don't want to say karma, but, you know, you reap what you sow and all that kind of stuff. And I read slave narratives is what they're called, slave narratives. And one of the slaves that was interviewed says, well, we knew the Christianity that they were selling us was BS, for lack of better words, because they said, we know they didn't believe it, because if you did, then you ain't going to heaven for what you're doing to us. You're going to hell, right? Because what you're doing to us is not right. And so we ain't stupid. We know that you're trying to feed us, because we know in that Turner, when he, you know, turned up, they wasn't teaching the slave the whole Bible, or obey your master, or you'll get your reward later. Just take all this, you know, thrashing and lashing, and you'll be washed white as snow. They only taught them those things, but they didn't teach you reap what you sow. But slaves knew that, which is why they was like, yeah, we just be playing along with the, oh yes, sir, amen, hallelujah. But we know these white people really don't believe that, because if they did, they wouldn't be doing what they doing to us, because they got to get that back. So he's absolutely right. And you guys can click on the link, but you know, Donovan, like I always say, child, and I know you paid a lot of child support, so I get it. I'm not saying I'm one of those people that think child support is necessary. Okay, it's necessary. But then I was also one of those parents that my daughter's father wasn't making as much as I was. I was like, just do your part. I'm not trying to, you know, get what you ain't got. Because I understand that it does pile up in the system and get your license taken, your passport. And it's like, you know, if you got a professional license, that's in jeopardy too. So I get all of that. However, man or woman, because both of them can be subjected to child support. If you making a life, you know that life can't ride for free. Why would you expect for that life to be here and you, well, here's $20. That's all I got. You know, but you rolling up in the latest bells and whistles and all that other stuff. But the parent that's taking care of the child, they got to try to make it off of their one income. Or Sister Angela said she had 2 jobs sometimes. So, you know.
Well, okay, wait. I don't mean to cut you off, but you just said like the brother's rolling up in his little bins or whatever it was.
I didn't say the brother. I said they.
the parent, whoever the deal is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I always say here that I was raised in a military bubble. So I was raised overseas. So my concept of what is going on in America is totally different than everybody else. Because overseas, in the military element, we're all Americans. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, our parents are going through whatever they're going through. There's child support issues in the military, whatever. But in my time, I'll be 53 years old. It's different than it is today. Okay. So whatever was going on in my parents' sphere, I had no knowledge of it like it's supposed to be. As a child, I shouldn't be in grown folks' business and didn't care to be in it. I'm done with that. But what we're saying is here now, yes, did I pay an exorbitant amount of child support? Sure, I did. Of course I did. My point is this. The system is not fair. So when women say, or the custodial parent says, I only got $2, I only got $5, or got $12. Okay, yeah, that is unfair and that's unreasonable to me. If I was the judge, that's totally unreasonable. But it's also unreasonable to charge a man $1,600 for one child and I don't play in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, but again,
you see what I'm saying? It's on, until we fix it collectively together, men and women, it's going to be unfair. It's going to be unfair and you're going to have people mad at each other and all this other stuff. Have you noticed that when the government put their 2 cents into any business, when it comes to housing, when it comes to food stamps, when it comes to anything, it divides families. Have you guys noticed that? Families are divided over government BS. And it's sad. And it's sad. Until we start realizing we are all we have, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Like I said, for a while, the crap that I went through, I'm mad. I'm pissed off the way my child was, done and all this other stuff was done. At the end of the day, though, it's unfair. There's nothing I can do about it at the day. But you will never see me say, I don't need no woman. You will never see me say that.
Yeah. And then, Kiki, she asked a good question earlier. Where are y'all getting this nonsense from that all these women are saying they don't need a man? I've not talked to one woman. Not one woman have I talked to that said, I don't need a man.
Well, like I said, maybe in your sphere of influence, but if you go onto a lot of women platforms, even on YouTube, if you talk to younger women and you really talk to them and pick their brain, me and Kiki were talking about it today. Like she was saying, and she made a good point, how women are told not to trust men by men in their families. Now, Demetra, I have nieces. I gave them the game, but I never told them not to trust men. That would go against my nature as a man, because everybody should be judged on their own merits. That's why, Demetra, remember when I told you, I am sick and tired of hearing women repeat something they saw in a movie. I said, well, I was were you in an abusive relationship? Well, no, I wasn't. Then what are you talking about? You saw What's Love Got to Do with all of a sudden all men are abusive. You saw The Color Purple, all men are abusive. That is not true. And that's the difference. We got to start telling people, stop talking about stuff you've never experienced yourself. It's not true. Every man deserves, and every woman deserves to be judged on their character, not what they saw in a movie.
Donovan, I'll be with you. I'll be like, yeah, okay. He making some sense. And then you like in sales, they always tell you to never sell past the close, right? When you got this, when the people are like, yeah. Where do I sign? Oh, well, no, the car has all this stuff there. Okay, yeah. I want it. Where do I sign? That's what you did.
I'm not a seller. I'm just a bullshit starter.
Well, clearly. Because what you said was hypocritical. You said you women need to stop listening to all the stuff on TV. I get tired of hearing women repeat stuff on the movies, but yet you here with your bald head under your cap said, oh, all the women on the internet, they say that. So why?
But I also said talk to younger women. I also said that.
But brother, you talk about women repeating stuff they heard up on the TV, but yet you repeat stuff you heard on the internet.
No. I never said I repeat that. I never said I repeat stuff I heard on the internet. I'm saying where you guys asked the question, where is all this stuff espoused? I've heard it on the internet. I've heard it from young girls. I noticed I never said I've heard it from older women my age. I've heard it from young girls.
if it was Miss Piggy on the internet saying it doesn't matter if it was young, it was old.
No, the question was asked of me, where are we hearing this? This is where I'm hearing it. Not saying it's true. I definitely don't believe that bullshit's true. The internet to me is entertainment. Sorry.
And a lady makes a good point. A woman should want a man, not need a man. And I get what she's saying because, right here, she says women should come to a relationship whole and independent, not needy and desperate, right? Because there is a difference. Because, there's a lot, I get a lot of men want the whole damsel in distress type of thing. But a lot of times when y'all get women like that, she can't bring them to the relationship. All she got is what hooked you. That's a big old booty and, breasts and all that. And then when you get in a relationship, she like, oh, I'm supposed to cook bills. Not that she has to pay them out of her pocket per se, but she don't know how to do nothing. So to her point, you want a woman who is whole, who's happy in herself, and she can do those things. One of my favorite songs is the one by Jill Scott, where she says, the fact is I need you. I could kill the spider, by myself, but the fact is I need you, right? So she's saying, yes, I can do those things. I can, because if I'm by myself, the natural line of thought is I'm independent, right? If you're by yourself, you are independent. But I think somewhere, maybe y'all did hear from some women like, I don't need no man, I'm independent. That kind of got, we don't want to see your goodies because they got lost in translation that, y'all, women don't need no man. And somehow y'all ran away with that. But like I said, I don't know of any woman. I wasn't raised by women that said, I don't need no man. I don't have any friends that have said, I don't need no man. They said a lot of things about men. Don't get me wrong. But I don't need one. I haven't heard that. I'm not saying they don't say that. I just personally don't know women who do say that. But you did kind of say, you heard some stuff on the internet. I just want to throw that out there. You talk about these women repeating lines from movies, but it's like...
Right. I heard this is where you're hearing all this stuff. Go to any platform on the internet. You will hear Cynthia G and all these people, which to me is entertainment, talk about they don't need no man, men ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. But you guys know the stereotypes. You guys know it. You see it in movies. You hear it all the time on TV. Come on. You guys know where this stuff is coming from. Your bitter aunts and grandmothers telling you guys this stuff. Man ain't shit. He ain't dead. Girl, you don't need nothing. Come on now, stop it. Stop it. We need each other. Stop it.
How you doing, Deborah? And Bernard, if I didn't already, how you doing? It says the liberal Democrats sold black women a sisterhood, I'm woman, feminist scam in exchange for Planned Parenthood con. That's only a very, very, very small part of the truth, because the truth is once the black women in America were enslaved in America, we were never taught to be unified. In fact, we were taught to be ununified. And so we never really, after the only time I would say black people in America were unified was after slavery and before civil rights. But as far as, because I know I hear that's another thing, and Donovan has said it too a million times, that it's feminism that broke up the black family. And the black woman took a welfare check over a man. We hear that, but it's like, come on, y'all just be saying stuff. Y'all do, because I don't know no woman who getting rid of a man that's providing for her and the children. I don't know no woman saying, nah, I'm good, Negro. Let me get this government check for $300 and I don't want no man. Like, stop it. Now, wait.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Did feminism have a little bit to do with it?
Sure.
Yeah, it did. The black woman did take it literal when the white woman was out there playing from 9 to 5, burning the bra, marching, talking about we hate men. But as I always say, she had herself at home at 5 o'clock and Brad's casserole was on the table. She made sure that man was set. And when it was time for him to go to work in the morning and the kids was in school, she went out there and pretended. The black woman, not all, took it literal and divorced, their man, all that. But that was not the reason. The black family is not intact. It's a very small reason.
Absolutely. But remember also, if you go back a few shows, if you guys go back and do us a favor, hit that like button. Come on, the likes are really, really, really low there. Hit that like button and share it on your platforms. But here's what I found. If you go back to a few shows, I went and did some research, and you're right. A woman in her right mind isn't going to say, I would rather take a $75 check in a Section 8 to live in a bad neighborhood and crime and all this other stuff over a man and, and security and all that stuff that a man provides, right? What I also said after I got my revelation, I did my homework, was the shipping of manufacturing jobs was a significant matter that helped break up the Black family. Because remember, a lot of Black men left the South to come up north to the industrial world where they can work in factories. Now, when they started shipping the factories jobs overseas and automating, last one hired, first one fired is who? Us. And that affected the Black family significantly, because now as a Black man, I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying this is part of the reason too. But a big part of it, I would say a good third part of it, when a man can't provide for his family and he gets to look at his wife and say, well, you guys go and get the assistance, I'll stay out here on the streets and do what I can do to make it happen. It is what it is. And so a big part of that, more so than a woman just saying, I'm going to take a check, was the fact that the United States stopped the Black middle class from existing by shipping jobs overseas.
And what else happened? Crack happened.
Right. And that was in the 80s when the crack came a little bit later.
So
right.
That's what I'm saying. I think, and Brother Bernard, you're right. Dr. Frances Cress Weldon did call that out, but she did not say that was the only thing. The main thing that dilapidated the Black family, it's a combination of things. And that's why the point that I'm making is, a lot of times I do hear men say it was feminism that did that. And it's like, and that was really a small part of it, but the Black family was disjointed in slavery. So, I just feel like it's easy for us to blame each other, but the fact is we do need each other. It's going to take the both of us, but if y'all see now, especially on this thing we call the internet, you got this dysfunction between Black men and women. I don't like Black men. I don't like Black women. Go on and get you a Brad. Go on and get you a Chica or somebody else somewhere else. And it's like, you don't hear nobody else saying that. It's only Black people talking about they don't want to be with each other. And as I always say, when's the last time you heard or saw an elephant say, I ain't trying to be with no elephant. I'm going to go be with an alligator. You have not.
Right. And a lot of that anger is dealt in frustration on both sides. You're frustrated at the system. You're frustrated because you can't get that job. You're frustrated because you got a degree that you can't work in to make the money that they told you were going to make. You know what I mean? And so on, so on, and so forth. So there's a lot of frustration. A lot of our issues deal with the frustration of us being Blacks in this country. Period. When you see a Black man, he's got yellow eyes. That isn't hereditary. That's just being Black here in America. The stress of it. Period. So again, is $1 enough to support a child, or $4.50? You could give a child $500. In today's money, that ain't enough. But let's be real. If the median income of a man is $40,000, especially as a Black man, $500 a month per child, that's a lot of his income. And again, ladies, you got to think about this. Do you want to kill the golden goose? Because I've never heard of a man that says, I refuse to take care of the children that I brought in the world, with a quality woman. I've yet to hear that. But if it's fair and the guy says, okay, look, this is what I should be doing. But when you're putting the guy to where he's living in his car, that's not helpful. Because let's be real, Demetra, when you were coming up with your two dads, and let's face it, you guys are eating, your dad's working overtime. They had that plate in the refrigerator. What did your mom tell you?
She said, when my dad came home?
No, that plate is in the refrigerator. What did she tell y'all when that plate is in the refrigerator? Because he's out there working a little extra overtime. What did he tell you about that plate?
Well, that was his food.
Exactly. Don't you touch it, because your mother was smart enough to know, I have to keep this man strong and encouraged to go back out there and to go get that money and bring it home to me. That's how we used to think. Now, somehow, YT has made it to where we're adversarial against each other. A woman thinks because she has a higher education, she's better than a Black man, and so on, so on, so forth. A Black man thinks because he's making a certain amount of money, he could just, Joe Turner over a woman, and, that's his property and stuff. We got it mixed up, but see, Whitey's so smart. He knows as long as we're fighting against each other, we won't fight against him.
Yeah, so then my question is, why is it working still? If we got all this awareness and this knowledge, why does a manosphere exist or a divester? Now, the divestors, what I understand, is Black women that don't want to be with Black men. And y'all bring up Cynthia G a lot. I don't watch Cynthia G. I don't watch anybody that talks disparagingly against Black people. That's just not. I just don't do that, right? So I've seen a clip of hers here and there. It sounds like something wrong with her, you know. But I don't follow people.
She's
like
angry.
that.
She's angry at her situation. Probably her baby daddy left her or whatever, you know, like everybody else. Everybody's angry.
Yeah, but there's a lot of angry Black men out there too. And for what? That doesn't always say, you know, people get mad at me. A lot of y'all mad because your mama wasn't acting right. So y'all out there, you know, mad at all Black women or whatever. You know, I get it. But at what point in time do we all take accountability for ourselves? Because I always ask you, have you been with all Black women? You say no.
No, but I'm working on it.
Beware, ladies. You only got 2 minutes, and there's a lot of us out there, you know. I haven't been with all Black men, so I can't speak on all Black men. But somehow we blanket all Black men and all Black women with these things that we've seen on the internet or on TV or whatever the case is. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, we all need to do our own little homework, do some self-healing and say, okay, I'm a better me. Now let me go be with somebody who's done their homework so they can be a better them and do what we got to do. But I don't follow none of them fools, to be honest with you. I just don't.
You know, but like I said, until we start realizing that we need each other to stop the foolishness, I'm willing to stop at whatever. I judge a person on their individual merits. As many times as I've been in bad situations with Black women, because that's all I date, Black women, you don't see me giving up on them. Sometimes I do want to give up, but I don't. At the end of the day, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this too, and I'm not even being Black America. I'm gonna put you on mute. Lord have mercy, it's gonna be interesting. I forgot what I was gonna say. Black America, what's going on with you?
No, you were gonna go ahead.
No, go ahead. I forgot what was I gonna say?
You were going to say there are many times you were in, you know, mad in relationships. I think you were going to capitalize on what I said when I was saying I've given up on Black women.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, people always get mad when I say this, and I'm not saying it from a mean place or anything. I always say, brother, sister, if you think your happiness is with another man or a woman outside of your own, I would never talk you out of it. Because I ain't trying to be with you. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I think you should go do what makes you happy. But leave quietly. You ain't got to make an announcement. I'm leaving. I'm divesting. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just keeping it real. If that's how you think about your Black woman or your Black man, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who is so dead in their thinking. I wouldn't want to be with somebody who has no knowledge of self. I just wouldn't want you. Like, you wouldn't even be attractive to me. So I don't care what you do at the end of the day. I think go do you. Black America, how you doing once again?
Oh, okay. I just had a couple of quick questions for you. Do you know any single mothers, D?
Do I? Yeah, I know single mothers.
Do you know any single mothers on welfare?
I can't say that I do because I don't hang with younger girls, and so I don't.
Okay.
I'm 51.
Okay. When you were young, did you know any single mothers on welfare?
I did, yes.
Do you know any single mothers that take Section 8?
Not that I can recall. I'm not saying they don't. I just don't know.
Okay, because what I wanted to say to you was I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. What I wanted to say to you was you act like these women are just getting the bare minimum from the government when it actually adds up to about $60,000 to $70,000 worth of income that they're getting from the government. Do you know that they can use the food stamp card at a fast food restaurant now?
I do. I guess I do now. I didn't know that.
Yes. So you keep acting like the women are discarding these men and not getting a fair exchange for their robbery. If the average man makes $40,000 or $50,000, and you can get $70,000 from the government and not have to actually be held accountable or listen to what a man says, what do you think the better deal for a modern woman of now today is?
I mean, so I don't know how much they're getting. I'll take your word for it. He said $60,000, $70,000. I mean, I'll take your word for it. That's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of women, not all, but a lot of them get on there because they do not have a partner. And the other thing is too, y'all not talking about the people that are together and they still get welfare because neither one of them are making enough money. So there's variables to what you're saying. But the other thing is, on the strength of what you're saying, it almost makes it seem like, well, you know, these men, all of these men, and I'm not saying, I'm just using an example, they want to be with this woman. They want to be in the life with a child, but the mama is rather wanting to take welfare. We know that's not always the case either.
Well, I would like you to probably look into it. It's some people that have been on welfare and food stamps for more than 20 years, D. More than 20 years. And I think you're really not understanding, like you keep saying the men are having these kids. The women are giving the man the hoo-ha. And yes, they want to get pregnant and space it out because it ensures a check for them. It ensures their Section 8. It ensures their food stamps. Have you ever bought food stamps from a single mother or anybody on the streets? I have. I'm gonna tell you, I have.
Well, and I will say this.
Have you?
No, but I will say this. This must be an old people moment that I'm having. I'm trying to do too many things. How you doing? Who cares? Yeah, this is where I want to go. Melanated Monster, how you doing? It says the welfare system needs to be reformed, and that's absolutely the case. But we also know that, especially in our community, that's by design. By design, or largely by the Democrats. Let's keep that carrot in front of them. Let's keep them, giving us a little bit so they'll always depend on us, right? I mean, they do spend a lot of money. It needs to be from somebody on welfare for 20 years. That's problematic. And I know that there are people who, do it, whether it's housing or something, or they continue to have babies, they get benefits, but that's a problem with the system as well. So have we ever thought to ask, why did they allow that to go on for so long?
Okay, so and that's our question. Who is allowing it to go on? You want to say allowing it, but if you keep saying or telling women that, hey, it's okay, pop another one out, and we're going to keep you fed, and we're going to keep a roof over your head, all you got to do is pop one out. It's no accountability. Any man, any woman, if I tell you what, if Lizzo can get a man, any woman on this planet can get a man. Okay? If it doesn't matter what a woman looks like, as long as she opens up her legs, some bum dude is gonna hit. He's gonna take that ride, because all you women are beautiful when the lights go out. Y'all all pretty when the lights go out. If I can't see you, you're beautiful. You are Serena Williams to me. So it's no accountability. Come on now, you can't get mad at it. It's illogical. You know what? Oh, and another thing, I called you back. You said you was looking at red pill content. I would like for you to write this down. It's a brother out there in Texas. His name is Medium Man, and he has all of the stats. He has all of the stats. That's somebody that you should listen to. I don't know. Like, can you tell me what kind of red pill content you were listening to, or Manosphere content?
I've seen O'Shea, Duke Jackson stuff.
That's not good. Go ahead.
Ask me who I watch. I'm just telling you. I don't know if they red pill, blue pill, 2 pill, 3 pill. I don't know what pill they on. Probably crack from the stuff I've been seeing. And I've watched MTR, I think. And I've watched some Pearly Things thing. Anton Daniels, I've seen some of his stuff. I've seen some of Dennis Sperling stuff. Kevin Samuels, I guess. And a couple other people, you know, usually it's for research and not sitting up there just, hey, you know, watching this for research. And y'all, they all saying the same stuff. Black women are terrible. Go get you a passport, brothers. Save yourself, black man. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. And Miss Pearly Things, or whatever her name is the queen of the manosphere.
You heard, because I watched Kevin Samuels too. You heard him say out of his own mouth that black women are terrible.
I have not heard him say that per se. I've actually kept, and this is where I've all, and Donovan will tell you. I think the manosphere now is giving Kevin Samuels stuff a black eye. Because before Kevin Samuels died, he was starting to come a little bit full circle. But I actually heard him tell a brother when he got on there, talking about black women is my enemy. And he asked him why. And he said, pretty much boiled it down. The woman was going to be a doctor and he was an Uber driver. He said, that black woman ain't your enemy. Your pockets are your enemy. And he said, don't you ever come on here talking about black women are your enemy. So I've actually heard him tell some of the dudes who got the message wrong, thought they was going to come on there and fire on black women. I've actually heard him, you know, chew them a new one. So as I've always said, these dudes now, they run away, and Pearly, y'all queen, they run away with Kevin Samuels stuff and is giving in a black eye. Because one thing, I did not always agree with Kevin Samuels. And I've always said that. I think a lot of things that he said was very eyebrow raising. But one thing y'all not ever going to say is that at least Kevin put some data. He did the math, right? He just didn't just get on the internet. Well, I hate women or whatever. Go get you a passport. Most of the time when Kevin Samuels spoke, he took mastery over what it was he was saying. And I'll tell y'all right now, one of my favorite lectures by him, he was talking about the high value Icarus, right? Where he was talking about a high value man it's not hard to get the money, but it's hard to keep it. And he had 7 different things of how to keep it. And he called it the high value Icarus. If you guys are familiar with Icarus, there's a mythology of his father gave him wax wings and he told him, don't fly too close to the sun. Well, Icarus was hard-headed, flew too close to the sun, and his wings melted, and he fell in the ocean and died. And so that's why he called it high-value Icarus. He said, because a lot of men will get the money and won't listen to the advice once they discipline, things like that. So when I talk about Kevin Samuels, I did watch his stuff, but the stuff that I'm seeing now, it's like the great value Kevin Samuels stuff, and it's horrible. You know what I mean? Like the people y'all listening to now, that man, I didn't know Kevin, didn't really like him much. I like some of the things he said, but I just don't think that he would be giving these people, including Pearl, a pass on a lot of the nonsense that spew up out their mouth. I don't think he would.
Well, let me add this real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me add this one real quick. See, a lot of people that listen to Kevin Samuels, and we know Kevin Samuels was on the men first before he got into the women thing. If you really think about his content, from what I got from it, I don't know if anybody else did, he was for the black family being together. That's why he kept saying, go back to your man if a woman came on the show, making men trying to be responsible, keeping their families together. I think that at the end of the day, that was what his content was about, keeping the black family together and encouraging higher numbers of marriage and all, and things of that nature versus the single and independent stuff.
Did you understand that, D? Did you get that from his message, that that's what he wanted for the black community, that if he would tell more than one woman, if you had a kid, go back to your child's father. Did you ever see any of that in his content?
It says, repeat that one more time, that he said to have more than one kid.
Yeah, I said he said it on more than one occasion for women. If you have a child, go back to your child's father. Did you ever see any of that in his content?
I have heard him say that a copious amount of times.
Right. And see, that's you say you didn't like him or you didn't really like his content. I dig it. It's not for everything. It's not for everybody. Everything's not for everybody. But the whole thing about it is you can't just look at a clip and just like with the just Pearly Things. You have to watch the full string to get the full context of what people were saying. If I myself I'm very close-minded, but I'm fair and impartial until I get the whole thing, and then I can make a judgment. That's the only way that I could feel myself being on an even keel, is if I get the whole concept of what something is going on.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I said this to y'all, and hello to everybody that has come on here. Everybody that's come on here. I'm reading your comments. And if you guys want to click the link and come up, you can. I'm one of those people, I don't listen to everybody because everybody cannot get space and time in my mind. I don't want to inculcate the messages of a lot of people. And Donovan will tell you, he sent me stuff all the time. Jason Black is one of them. I watch some of his stuff, lately. As I said, I'm doing some research on the manosphere and things like that. And a whole lot of other people. I just don't. I want to get my knowledge of my own. I don't want to listen to everybody's ideology, because after a while you start walking like them and talking like them. So I purposely don't listen to a lot of people. So I'm not going to, well, the one thing I ain't going to do is listen to no 26-year-old white woman tell me how to get along with my black man. That's out of order. I'm just not going to do it.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Is it the problem that she's white? Now, once again, I've never touched a white woman, but is it a problem that she's white, or is it a problem that she's 26 years old, or is it a problem that she just dates black guys and not is married to a black guy? What's the problem?
To me, it's all of the above. Can't no white woman tell me how to be with no black man. And why is a white woman telling anybody, any brother, how to? And the other case of point is, Brother Phil, he came on the comment section a couple weeks ago. He says, y'all got Demetra Marie. Now, I don't necessarily jive with their content either. Those are black. See, Donovan knows Six to God. You got, Crimson Cure. You got all those black sisters out there, and they're like, go black man, go black man. And they don't have a tenth of the followers that Pearly Things has. So if y'all look,
do you know why? Why? Do you know why they don't? Because they're black. Right. Nobody. I'm gonna tell you something. You're in Houston,
stop.
I went to the turkey. Okay.
They're black and they are so fine. So got to put that in.
Oh man, hey, that Courtney Michelle, Jesus. Talking about wax and all of that. But the problem is that it's just like music. You have to be able to have crossover revenue. I like the Crimson Cure. I love Kendra. I like me a dark-skinned sister. But you think it's going to be white people listening to her? Nope. Demetra Marie, she yells and cuss like a daggone sailor. Most men won't even listen to her because of her potty mouth. Well, at least not men who are on the upper echelons. Yes, we'll look at her body. Oh, Six to Goddess, are you serious? I would take Kevin Samuels' sloppy seconds off of that, okay? Because he was smashing her. She's fine as a mug. But no other races are going to listen to those people. They're not going to listen to him. Only black men are going to listen to him. You think it's a bunch of black men? Go ahead.
Do you think that she has a lot of black men following her?
No, I think she has. So it would probably be maybe 5 or 10%, because you got to look at how life is. It's 5 or 10% of black dudes that like white girls, right? Then you got another 10% of brothers that like fat chicks. And then you got another. So it's a small segment of people. I don't listen to Beyonce, but the whole world listens to Beyonce, and they're a modge podge and a mismatch of all different types of people. You see what I mean? So it's not a bunch of black men following her. That's black men is not her audience. Does she say things that black men like?
So can I ask you this? Because I tend to believe that there are quite a few black men following her, but if there's not a lot of black men following her, why are most of the black men in the manosphere defending her?
Because you have people saying that she's racist. Anybody that has watched the full video, I mean, if something is right, something is right. If something is wrong, you got to call it out and say that it's wrong. It's not fair if you see something wrong and you don't say something about it. You know what I mean? So you just can't. It was a woman in the subway in New York getting touched on. It's not fair that nobody stood up and said anything to her.
But you know what, though, Black America, there's people who work for her now saying how racist she is and how she wants to stiff them on the pavement and, you know, all that other stuff. So it's like they lying too?
No, that's not. Once again, unless you watch the full video, because
let me tell you something. What I'm not
because you talk.
No. And I said this was the first time we talked about this. Y'all would never convince me, and I'm gonna just keep it real because I know that Miss Pearly Things wouldn't do it for me. What you're not gonna ever do is to get me to go and try to do some homework to defend a white woman over black people. I'm not gonna do that.
I understand that, but once again, I'm not pro-black, so I look at it from all angles so I can judge fairly. You think, would you believe me over something Donovan said? Like that's not right. It's not fair. You would have to.
What you're doing is you convoluting the issue, brother. We talk about you ain't pro-black. That's fine. I don't care if you're pro-black or not. But at the end of the day, Donovan and I have commonality. We are friends. So you're saying if I would believe him over you, yeah, I probably believe him over you. But as black people, we're supposed to have commonality. But you and I'm calling what it is, and I want somebody else to come up here. You up here defending Miss Ann, talk about you ain't pro-black and all this other stuff. And you know what? I don't know. That's very disturbing to me because it's like
I'm not defending her. I said that she doesn't know enough about black history and about what really happened to make any comments on it. I did say that, but what I did say was go ahead.
So the fact that she even speaking on it and you over here talking about, well, Miss Ann didn't really know what she talking about, you shouldn't even be doing that, brother. She don't have enough knowledge. Hell, most black people don't have enough knowledge to really speak on black people. But here this white woman is speaking on black people, and I hear a lot, and I'm going to call it what it is, Black America. I love you, though, but I see a lot of Negroes defending that white woman. And as I always said, the one thing a white woman don't need is another person defending her. Everybody's going to defend her. And the one thing that does bother me about black men on this internet is the fact that y'all are lining up to defend Miss Ann when Miss Ann wouldn't even do that for you.
Okay, so did you have I defended her?
You kind of low key did, brother.
Because I said I looked at the full context of what she said, so that's defending her.
Why are you going so hard in the paint? That white woman wouldn't do that for you. That matter of fact, that white woman, as much as suave as you say you are, I want to ask you a question, and this is gonna kind of hurt. Are you racist? I can't be.
You can't be racist.
No, I'm not racist.
You have zero power over anything that a white person does or says.
No.
Okay. Well, I guess you can be racist then.
I cannot
because
I do not have the ability to control or affect another group of people. I don't have the ability as a black woman in America to do that. So no, I am not racist. Am I prejudiced? Absolutely. Am I discriminate? Absolutely.
Wow. So hey, I feel the same thing about them Hindu people with the dots. So touche. I and Jamaicans also. So I understand completely, but I still don't prejudge somebody just because. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this. We as Black people, hey Sunlight, how you doing, beautiful? We as Black people really got to get out of the habit of saying, well, I'm not racist because I don't judge people. They judge us all the time. We're the only group of people that talk about, well, I just want to love everybody. I give everybody equal opportunity. They don't give you an equal opportunity. If they did, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. We'd be all off in our mansions and living our best life with our Black wife or our Black husband. But we always got to preface why we defending white people. White people don't need us to defend them, never. They got enough people defending them. So it does sicken me a little bit when I see Black people line up to defend white people. They don't need it. And that's what Farrakhan said. He said Black people always forgiving white people and they ain't even asking us to do it. But I forgive you, massa. I know what you did to me, but I'm gonna forgive you. And here we are, Negro splaining as to why this white woman should be the leader of the Manosphere. There's a lot of Negroes following her. That is sick.
How many Black people or Black men do you think is following her?
I would
give me a percentage.
You know why I would say quite a bit? Because I see quite a bit of, as y'all would say, red pill, Black Manosphere channel defending her. So I would imagine quite a few.
Yeah, I would say a lot of guys, because she basically picked up Seven Camuel's talking points. So the red pill kind of rotated to that platform, saying, "Oh, look, here's a woman," and blah 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 blah. She's spewing the same exact point. So there's a lot, believe it or not.
You know what, Donovan? I don't think that's what happened. I think when Andrew Tate went on there, she picked up a lot of followers from Andrew Tate, because once they shut his panel down, a lot of the young people follow him around. So I think that could possibly be it. I don't think a lot of us Donovan, are you subscribed to her?
Oh no, absolutely not. I see some clips, but I'm not subscribed.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of Black men are subscribed to her. I think she has a large cross section of people. That's how Kevin Samuels got big. Kevin Samuels, he was talking to Black people, white people. It was white women in the chat, Black people in the chat, Hispanic. He had a large following. Right now, with you, it's mostly Black people. Unless you get some crossover revenue coming in, your business model is not going to be successful. You can't just sell a piece of chicken with mashed potatoes all the time. You're going to have to throw some macaroni and cheese in there. You're gonna have to throw some rib tips in there for it to be successful.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, so she's basically doing this for dollars. So she got the Manosphere, Black Manosphere. She
said herself, this is for entertainment. That's exactly what, I don't know why people are looking to her for anything else. She has said several times that she does this for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, go ahead.
Any of those people that I mentioned, do you follow any of them at all? The lead attorney, any other people?
I follow you, and I follow the lead attorney.
So you know he's one of the ones that was defending her, right?
Yes. So
why does as smart as he is, he's an attorney and all that, why hasn't he gotten the memo that she's just playing?
That she's just what?
Just playing around. She's just entertaining.
No, he knows. Did you? So I'm gonna ask anyway. Did you watch the stream where she was on his show and he grilled her? Did you watch that show?
I watched a little bit of it. Was it a grilling?
He was asking her questions. Yes, I mean you see, and that's what I'm saying.
Softball. They were more softball than from what I can ascertain. But
okay. If you had a chance, would you talk to her any differently?
Come on, brother. You know you I would.
Okay, so then why don't you why don't you call her up and tell her to come on your show?
I don't want to talk to her. That's why. She ain't better than
you
me.
See?
No.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that at all. You are the best.
Wait, hold on a second. But I want to say this, because unlike a lot of people, I don't have a need to Miss Ann, why are you doing it? I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't nothing she can tell me. I don't have an interest. See, that's the problem with us. We want to, I want to talk to him and all that other stuff. Ain't nothing she can tell me. I've been on this planet, 26, 27 years longer than she's been on here. So what can she really tell me?
No, I'm not saying for her to tell you anything. I'm saying if you have a quandary, if you have some smoke or questions with somebody, I think the worst thing about us as American people and in our communities too, as Black people, is we have a horrible communication rate. Our communication, it breaks down so quick and so fast. You step on somebody's shoes, you don't even have time to say, "Ooh, I'm sorry," before they done, try to slug you in the face. It's bad. We need. Open dialogue is good. That's why you're here, isn't it? To have open dialogue. And believe me, I love echo chambers.
I don't need no dialogue with her. I'm one of those people. And you said, would I ask the same questions to her or any different? My heart don't pump no Kool-Aid when it comes to white people. See, I'll tell you one thing. My mom always said, and don't. My mom used to always say, I'm concerned for you, but she says, out of all my children, you are the most courageous. Because I don't bite my tongue around white people. Ooh, just saying. I want to thank you for coming on the Demetra K show. Nah, she gonna get the razor blades and lemon juice like you and Donovan do. She ain't special.
Right. And I'm saying, if you feel like somebody is being soft on her, the whole thing about it is, if you feel like somebody is being soft on her, hold her ass accountable. You do better.
I don't need to hold her accountable.
But if nobody wants to hold her accountable, then you're still gonna have people, and that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a divide because you seeing it one way. Go ahead.
Who do you hold more accountable? But the hens in the hen house for the fox getting in there, or the farmer that didn't make sure he did a good job not to let the fox in there? See, I'm gonna hold the Black man accountable because y'all let that white woman come up in, whether y'all was doing yes, Donovan, y'all allowed that white woman to come up in there. Y'all don't have a schism with Black women anymore. Y'all know who y'all got a schism with? Y'all got a schism with Black men, and y'all allowed that fox, not Foxy, Fox to come in the rooster house and cause all that division. So I'm gonna hold y'all. I don't need to talk to Miss Pearl. You know what? Miss Pearl is let me finish. Miss Pearl is doing what's natural to her. As a colonizer, that's what they do. As they say in the nation, everywhere they've gone and all over the world, they've caused mischief. So Miss Ann is doing what she's supposed to do. As a Black man, y'all supposed to be making sure at least y'all have some camaraderie, and that stays intact against with Black men. But now y'all fighting all over the place, and guess what she's doing?
I don't know. I don't watch her shows. So I don't know what she's doing. I only see her when she comes on one of the Black content creators, or if she's with a Black content creator. Like I say, I'm not attracted to white women.
But let me ask
you that again.
Why do they have her on their show? Why are they bidding her the time of day? You ever heard that if you invite a vampire in your house, then they can do whatever they want?
Demetra, check your mic. Check your mic.
My mic?
Yeah, you sound distant.
Can you hear me now?
Better. There
you go. When they tell y'all, don't let invite a vampire in your house, because then he gonna be able to do what he wants to you. So it's like, y'all invited this white woman into the house of black men, and y'all allow her to come, not y'all, I'm just saying in general, on your platform to explain, I didn't really mean that. Y'all let her do that. Like I said, I'm not giving nobody like that any time of day to come and explain to me nothing, because she already exposed who she is. She ain't got to explain nothing to me before I even knew that white woman. I know the nature of white people. I don't need to be. See, that's the problem with us as black people. We don't study. We don't study history. And then all of a sudden we forget. And then when you get kicked in the ass by one and you get mad and you want to invite them on the show. I want to talk to you. Why you kick me in the ass? Well, you know, I didn't really mean it. It was something that meant something. I don't need to be doing all this. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all as black men allowing that white woman to come on there and even talk to your audience. Like Farrakhan said with Dylan Roof, when they allowed, I'm gonna put you on me too. When they allowed that Dylan Roof, they been to South Carolina. They allowed Dylan Roof to come in their church with a backpack and sit behind them and didn't ask that white man one question. And he says, but when you come into the nation, everybody getting pat down. We don't care how long you've been in here, you're getting pat down. So the thing is, you invite this white man in their church and you trusted him and turned your back on him. And he did the most heinous thing he could do. But yet that could have been avoided if you say, nah, you can't tread up in here. But that's the same thing the Black Manosphere is doing by allowing her to come on and speak to their audience. What is she going to say to them that you can't say to them? Why would you give that? I'm trying not to call her names. I won't get in trouble. But why would you bid her Godspeed to come talk to your audience? What is that? Is her mouth a prayer book now? She going to say something you ain't going to say? I mean, I'm just asking. Because like I said, she can't, there's nothing she can say to me. I don't need to hear nothing she got to say.
So are all white people bad?
Huh?
Are all white people bad?
I'm gonna just say this, because I've not met all white people, okay? But I've dealt with
the majority.
I've not dealt with the majority of white people, because listen, unlike a lot of y'all, I don't keep company with a lot of white people, because I know better, right? I was raised better. Okay, I can't say that, but let me shut up. But anyway, I don't keep company with white people like that. But Malcolm X asked us to ponder this. Are white people friendly, or are they our friends? Because anybody has the ability to be friendly. But we're talking about a friend, because when this thing go down, or it's going to go down, I want to know how many white people you think going to say, well, you black people, I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to let you know when they coming. And they're going to be like, you know, I was hanging out with y'all, getting all your culture, getting all the suntan and, you know, screwing the black men and women. But I'm going to go head out. I'm going to go hang out with my people. So I know the difference. And now listen, I've met some pretty, you know, friendly people. And I can say I know some white people, you know, whatever. But as far as them being my friends, I would be hard pressed to say yes. I'll give y'all a perfect example. Not that this dude was a friend, but when my brother sold his lake property a week ago, he sold it to an Indian man and a white man. Okay, do you know this man is such a devil? He couldn't even wait until they got and signed the papers. He was doing a walkthrough. And he told my brother, if I'm lying, I'm flying. He told, this a white man, told my brother, you know, if you're not out of here, I can call the sheriff on you. Do you know what my brother told him? He said, get the F out my house. I'm not selling you nothing. So the white man left and he called me. I said, I told you, they devils. I said, he's such a devil. He couldn't even wait for you to sign the paper before he talked to you crazy. So the agent called him, oh, please, I'm sorry. He said the white man came back and apologized for talking to him that way. Because Walter was like, I don't need to sell this house. I'm making a lot of money on it, but I will not be talked to that way by him. Now, this man is about to buy a property. It's going to make him money. And he talked to my brother and told me, I call the police on you if you ain't out. Like, first of all, why would you think I'm not going to leave up out of here? So you ask me, what do I think about them? There's just one example.
You do know that Texas is the most racist state in the union. That's just a little tip.
I disagree. I have to disagree with that. The racist state in the union is California. People don't want to accept that. It's California, because how do you give all of benefits and everything to people who come here illegally and do all that? And you got people that look like us that get gentrified out of areas to where we can't even afford to live here. We have a reparations thing on. We got an NAACP in cahoots with the state government that shoots down reparations and any kind of money of going to that. There's nothing in the state of California that is predominantly in the presence of Black people here. A lot of people think this is a big liberal state. It is liberal as long as you ain't Black.
And let me say this.
No, I'm talking about where you can actually get. It's easier to get killed in Texas by a white person. It's just a tidbit of information.
Hey, Only Countless Way and Jalen, how you doing? Anybody else I didn't see, I'm gonna get to you. Y'all arguing about what's the most racist state? Hell, this whole nation is racist. Ain't not one of them more racist than the other. There might be an issue of covert and overt, but it's all racist. Every last bit, every inch of this nation is racist. Wherever you go as Black people in America, you're going to face racism. Some people say, well, I didn't know there was sundown towns in California. There's sundown towns there. So there's racism everywhere. But that's why we as Black people do not need to be more divided. We need to be more united, because it's getting worse and worse and worse for Black people. Like, for all the reasons we got not to be together, we should have that many more reasons to find to be together. If you don't want, like,
do you have a solution for it? You have any solution for us as Black people to be together?
Let me tell you this. I always tell y'all this book is on YouTube. It's called one of the books, the many books that I've read. It's called The Hidden Secrets of Oriental Wealth. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna try. The Hidden Secrets of Oriental Wealth. And do you know that man that wrote the book is talking to Black people? He says, y'all always talk about how Asians come over here and we get this and we get that. And some of that is true. He says, we do what y'all won't do. We organize in every way, shape, and form. We spin with each other. We everything with each other. He says, we have the ability to live in a house 6 deep, right? He says, we don't always like each other, but he says, you know what we do? We figure it out. Because we go working toward a common goal, and we got a common goal to be the wealthiest people in America, which they are. We also have a common goal to buy this neighborhood back from y'all, which they have done, because they're like, yeah, you might have left your socks or whatever. You might have burnt up the rice or whatever the case is. But you know what? We are like ants, right? Ants work toward a common goal. You think all those ants in that colony like each other? They're like, no, I hate your guts. But we got to get this apple core to the queen or whatever they're doing. That's the common goal. We as Black people don't even know what the common goal is anymore. Common goal is to build up this Black family by any means necessary, because without the Black family, we do not survive. Plain and simple. Back in the day, y'all men always talk about how Black.
I love it.
Right. But let me say this. Y'all always talk about how Black Big Mama, Big Mama, why did Big Mama put up with it? This because Big Mama she put up with it don't mean she liked it, right? But Big Mama understood that we got these children, we got this house, and I might not like everything Big Papa doing to me, but we got a common goal. But see, since civil rights came in, we got permission from who? White people. Come live with us. Come eat with us. And we thought that was better. And we dilapidated our own family unit. And y'all talking about civil rights is the false idea of civil rights. We thought that once we got civil rights, we're going to be better off. Yeah, we might have had it bad before segregation ended, but we had togetherness. We don't have that anymore. We do not know how to just say, you know what? What did Malcolm say? Any means necessary. Say he was protecting himself by any means necessary. But what happened to getting this Black family off the ground by any means necessary? I get it. And Jalen, I'm going to bring you up. I get it. Black women, yes. Some of us are very hard-headed. When I say some of us, I'm saying all of us because I'm a Black woman, right? We're very hard-headed. We got a lot of issues and we got a lot of things we got to unlearn. The Black man got issues too. So we can work on each other and say, you know what, as a Black woman, listen, y'all know I talk a lot, but one thing I do have the ability to do is listen to a man. Because I watch my mama do it. And I'm not saying I always like what a man said to me, you know, but I was never the type of woman, you don't tell me what to do. I got one daddy, suck it on. Nah, all right. Especially if you're talking some good stuff. You know what I mean? And Donovan will tell you, me and him are friends. I listen to Donovan. My brother tell you, y'all saw my brother when he was sitting behind me, when he was here, and I was going to cut him off, and I put my hand on his shoulder to say something to him. What did he say to me? He says, don't do that to me. And what did I do? I did not do that to him. I respected him. So the point that I'm making is, we as Black women, yes, we do need to learn to be quiet a little bit and be able to take direction. Now I'm going to say this because it's both sides. Black men, y'all got to step up and be the leaders and the kings that y'all supposed to be. Period. Then that Black woman to shut her mouth a little bit more, right? I'm not saying it's all y'all. I'm saying we got to work to do that. Black woman going to shut her mouth a little bit more. Y'all come home and take control, because as a Black woman, tell you right now, ain't nothing more sexy than a man saying, hey, I got it. Sit down. Be quiet. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So, Jalen, what's going on with you?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Well, I just wanted to say first that I appreciate how the Black Manosphere, the positive side of the Black Manosphere that speaks towards men improving themselves, self-improvement. I enjoy the fact that Black men finally have that space. But what I don't understand is all of these men, Black men, who are coming in defense of just Pearly, when I don't even see her adding anything constructive or conducive to the Black conversation whatsoever. All she does is reiterate talking points that have been said before. She doesn't have her own mind. She's even stated herself, she doesn't even have the experience to speak on our issues. So the fact that she was so easily able to infiltrate that space is beyond me. I don't understand. I don't know if anyone on here supports her, but I would love to know why you feel so called to support someone who doesn't even know about her issues.
Yeah, I mean, you raise a good question. I think that's really the issue, is like nobody really should even be defending her, you know, because first of all, she don't have the experience to be talking to people about relationships. They say she's a virgin and she's not in a relationship, and you know, and even with that, it's like, okay, but to talk to Black people about Black people, it's like I'm like, what has happened to us?
And then, can I ask you a question real quick, Demetra, to add on what you're doing? Doesn't she come from a higher class in regards to she's a daughter of a millionaire or damn near billionaire or something like that?
And you know, the other crazy part is her mama was the ambassador for women's rights or something. So it's like her mama was the leader of feminism. But yet she's sitting up there talking about down with women, down with feminism, and the modern woman. But it's like your mama is the queen of feminism. So what are you even talking about? Because I'm sure, you know, the mama being a circle of influence, you was raised by your mama. So did you just come, you know, soak up the stuff in the manosphere to get a bag? I would venture to say, yes, she did.
I would have to agree with you. She even said that she was, you know, being groomed by Kevin Samuels at one point to, you know, speak about those issues. Like, she's been groomed by almost every popular Black Manosphere YouTuber. They're in the back end, you know, trying to teach her how to, you know, run the grift that they all do. And it's just mind-boggling to me. I don't understand. But I feel like if it was a Black woman trying to infiltrate the space, it would be way more of an issue.
You know what though, Jalen? They would never allow a Black person to infiltrate their space. They would never allow it, ever. But it's us. And I get it. It's conditioning from when we were, enslaved, I get it, it's conditioning, and Dr. Joy DeGruy, she talked about that post-traumatic slave disorder, or I think it was, but she talked about how we are so still suffering from the effects of slavery, but they would never, ever allow a Black person to come in, listen, white people, or whatever, they would never do it. Even for our concept, Asians would never allow you to come in their neighborhood and set up fried chicken or whatever, but you allow them to come in your neighborhood and sell egg foo young. And now even Asians come in our neighborhood and sell us fried chicken. It's like, who gonna fry better chicken than us? But yet we line up to buy fried chicken. So it's insanity at the end of the day. But yet we're like fighting each other to big up this white woman who don't probably believe half of the stuff she's saying. But just like that's why I say I'm not blaming Pearl, because Pearl is doing what everybody else is doing in the Black community. You got the arrow. Where do they come? Black community. You got liquor stores. You got the Asian. They got the hair shops, the nail shops, and the chicken and rice shops. And you got, white people. They up in there. They the landlord or whatever the case is. So everybody else is in the Black community sucking out the resources, but Black people. And Pearl is no different. She up on the internet sucking out resources, because I know there's Negroes that hit her cash app. I know there's if you give her a view, she making money, or super chats, all of that. So that's money that's going into her community. So she's no different than the other people that come in and infiltrate the Black community.
Well, can I make a quick observation? How many of you guys remember the show, the network WB? Yeah. Everybody remembers that, right? You had the Black Jamie Foxx show was on it, all stuff like that. Remember when the Fox started in the 80s? Remember that, Demetra? You had In Living Color, it was starting, whatever. What was their main lineup? It was all a Black lineup. So you get the Black people to support the channel, right? And then once you get it to where you want it to go, then you move the Black people out and you move the white folks in. So I agree with what you guys are saying in regards to her tactic. It's something that's been tried and true for years, thousands of years, probably. You get in there, put the Black people on, they think they got something. I mean, now you don't even see really good Black shows on network TV. I think there's 3 or 4 of them now, maybe left or something. But that was the tactic. You get in there, started with the Black show. Then after a little bit of time, you get rid of the Black show. Now it's got White Clark and what are they? Everything's all white. Everything is in there, Blossom and all this other crap. And that's just the playbook,
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. So, Jalen, what else you got to add to it? And I thank you so much for coming on here. It's a pleasure.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm reading the comments, and people say that she was not groomed by Kevin Samuels. She actually stated she had conversations with him.
I heard in the interview she actually went to him and paid him something and was like picking his brain or something like that. And
consultations. Let's just use a different word. Maybe that'll appease, the people that support her. Consultations. She admitted herself that she was doing consultations with Kevin Samuels. She was actually, Sarah Garvey actually helped her build her channel as well, and he denounced her just recently. So I'm not just pulling this out of just air. It's the truth. Even if it wasn't a grift. If it wasn't a grift, she would be taking the time to research our history. Every time you hear her speak on, or when it's time to speak on, those deep-rooted topics such as slavery, I don't know anything about that. But when it came to interviewing Nick Fuentes, a self-identified white supremacist, all of a sudden she had a profound opinion on our issues. So if it's not a grift, I feel like she would be doing her due diligence.
I totally agree with you. And, but I don't get sad a lot by stuff I see on the internet, but it does now sadden me to see at least the Black men that were united for something, whether it was together. Now they have this schism, and look who's at the root of it. It's a white woman, but honestly, the root of it is self-hate and no knowledge of self. Because anybody with some knowledge of self, you would never even allow that, wouldn't even win as far as it did. And unfortunately, it has. And so I don't even know if there's a point of return. You know what I mean? I just don't. I mean, when all this expose came out about her, you would think that her subscribers would have dropped tremendously, but you got a lot of people who are still holding on and defending her. So it's bizarre to me. But if you know the nature of us and the things that have been done to us, it's not really bizarre. And Dusty Hotep, how you doing? Says wrong. Crimson Cure, Shez Sade, Danica Marie, Six, The Goddess, and plenty more are there. But again, I've always asked that. I'm not necessarily into their content either, but at least I do know that they do root for Black men, and they really should have a larger following than they do. And I know Black America said that Danica Marie, her mouth is filthy. I'd agree with you on that. But you can't listen to her cuss, but you can listen to a white woman give you not you per se, Black America, but you can listen to a white woman give you advice. I don't know. I'd have to probably pick my poison on that one. You know, put up a little cuss words. I don't know if I have to choose, right? But yikes, it's just crazy to me. So let's see here. I'm just seeing if anyone else came on here. Ooh, we've been on here 2.5 hours. I know Donovan trying to go get his fried chicken. Who you getting it from?
Winco, the best chicken in the world, you guys. If you guys don't know, it's at Winco supermarket. So if you guys don't have a Winco, you need to get one.
Yeah, so you know, and yeah, Melanie King, she's there now. I know she sits on there with Pearly Things or whatever. Sounds like she's a staunch supporter of her. But I would ask y'all think Kevin Samuels will be all right with what Pearl is doing? Y'all think he would be cool with that? He would say she's doing a great job telling men what to do. I thought at one point in time, Black men didn't want sisters telling you what to do, but you're getting your marching orders from a white woman. That's all upside down. I mean, it really is. Hey, Jamarcus, that's upside down to me. So I don't think that Kevin Samuels would be okay with that. But that also tells me that a lot of men, you talk Kevin Samuels, but you didn't walk Kevin Samuels. Because there's a lot of people, you know, that left valuable work, if you will, and are dead, and we still adhere to those teachings. But once Kevin Samuels left, you hear a lot of people, they'll mention his name to get people to click on the videos, but they ain't really talking about the stuff he was talking about. Because as Donovan, you said, he was really trying to help men. And he caught fame when the Average at Best video came out, and the rest was history. So I don't know. I call foul on all the manosphere that woman is making it off the content loosely of somebody that y'all called the Godfather. Y'all, Kevin Samuels was y'all Godfather, and y'all not even honoring his memory or his legacy by allowing a white woman to come and fill his space. It's a fraud, if you ask me. I know some of y'all ain't gonna like it, but that's very fraudulent behavior. To allow her to come in and do horribly what he was trying to do for men.
Yeah, but as we close this out, before we go, I just wanted to bring up the fact that, you know, that Megan Thee Stallion thing. Could you kind of elaborate on that?
I mean, I saw Megan Thee Stallion. She was at a baseball game throwing the first pitch, I guess, at the Astros game. And, you know, she had on some clothes and you could see her shape. I don't know. She, I guess, lost her weight, but, you know, I thought that it was nice that she looked natural, you know, and we're starting to see some of the sisters, Black China is one of them, that's starting to go natural, I guess, go back to natural. She's getting rid of all the fillers and the butt implants and the nails and all that other stuff. So I won't say I'm a Megan Thee Stallion fan per se, but it's nice to see natural women. Now, I know some people had an issue with what she had on, but I raised the argument that, well, she had on the same thing the baseball players had on. They're almost the same exact thing they had on.
Absolutely. Well, what I want to say is all these influencers are basically, and I know somebody's going to give me some pushback on this, but this is what real men have been saying all along. You guys are beautiful the way you are, the way God intended you to be. When I saw that thing of when Demetra sent me the video of it and I looked at it, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to see some outlandish BS like I usually do. Seeing a Black woman in her natural state, oh my God, that woman looked gorgeous to me. Would I ever have a shot with that woman? No. But what I'm saying is this, if you get to the root of what we're saying, Black women, you guys are beautiful. I never thought there'd come a day where Black women had to go somewhere and get a butt. You know, you guys are beautiful the way you are. You guys are the ones that all the other cultures look to be like. And, you know, these influencers that are now realizing that and are actually now starting to listen to what men are saying, get through all the filter, through all the BS, listen to what we're saying. And you talk to any real man, they say, we want natural looking women. We don't want caricatures. We want beautiful, natural looking women. Now, Demetra K here, my compadre, you know, there are some days, you know, I'd be looking at her like, golly, looking a little like rode hard, put away wet, because she's coming from the gym. But look at her in her natural state. That's a beautiful woman right there. I love looking at beautiful women like that. And I hope these younger girls will look at that and say, hey, I don't need to look like a drag queen. I don't need any bat wings. I could be my natural self and, you know, and I'm who I am. So I was very, very proud of her. And I hope more influencers start influencing the younger girls to say, I love me, because guess what? Black men, we love you too.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it is all love. And so, yes, Megan is very beautiful, natural sister. I mean, she can't hide it, you know, she got it. And a lot of people are paying to have it. So, you know, a big ups to her. I'll always say this too. I think we should allow people to have grace and allow for redemption. I don't even think Megan Thee Stallion is 30 years old. So I say all that to say, you know, when we were young, not to get off on Megan Thee Stallion, I think she's being used. But we all, when we were younger, we did some things we shouldn't have done. But when you get older, you evolve and you say, yeah, I remember. I'll tell you all the time, I was silly as a kid. I'm silly now. But I used to do stupid stuff like me and my sisters. We would get in, and when my parents would go to work, my dad and his wife go to work, wait for they pull out the driveway. And we would do stupid stuff like get in the dryer and turn it on. You know, they had a 2-story house, and we would get the cushions off the couch, and they had plastic on them, and we would slide all the way down the stairs and wham, hit it to the wall. But we didn't think, well, damn, if we put a hole in the wall, we're gonna die tonight, or somebody may die in a dryer. You know, I can't tell you how many dryers that I've gotten in, but as I'm older, I'm like, damn, they could have just left me in there. I could be like, you know, roasted fried Demetra. But obviously I won't do those things now because I know better. So point that I'm making is I think we should allow people growth, you know, evolution, and ultimately, depending on what they've done, it's not too bad, offer them redemption. So I love to see the evolution of people come from one thing to another, especially if it's for the better. Yeah, one day we're gonna do story time. Y'all gonna be like, damn, you wild. I used to do a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, it just, we could really be here forever, the crazy stuff I did.
Yes, the military thanks you. The Marine Corps, United States Marine Corps, 2 salutes.
Crazy. I'll tell you some crazy. I have an idea for my birthday party. I won't give it away just yet. Not this year, but next year. And so far, I've told it to everybody, and nobody likes it. I won't tell y'all about it now. I'll tell y'all another time, but I think it's ingenious. It might actually make a lot of money one day. I'm just saying. I think it's a great idea. But anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all for being here. True Omega Black, how you doing? Yeah, I used to do some crazy stuff. Y'all would do, whoo, if y'all only knew. But anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all for being here. Those who clicked the link, Donovan, thank you so much. Marcus for sharing the link, and everybody who's contributed. I don't care if you liked the video, you donated, whatever you did. I love and appreciate y'all. So Donovan and I will have our podcast back here on Tuesday. I don't know what we'll talk about. What'd you say, Jay? He says you're gonna no, I'm not gonna strip. No, y'all won't see. That's more like a horror show, like right? I ain't trying to kill y'all. No, I think it's actually ingenious. Okay, I'll give it to y'all just while we're leaving out of here. Okay, y'all waiting for this? For my next birthday, when I'm 53, I'm throwing myself a celebration of life party. Okay, y'all heard of a celebration of life? We've all been to celebrations of life. also known as homegoings or funerals, okay? But instead of me being dead, I'm going to be alive. And instead of me being up in the casket, I want to be in a chair, right? I want everybody to come dressed like they coming to a funeral, big old hat and all that other stuff. Because I always say, I said this to somebody earlier, I said, when we go to a funeral, we always see people in the casket. What do we say? Oh, you casket sharp. Oh, you got on your best clothes. It's like, why you wait till the person to die to put their best clothes on?
And the program has their college picture in their best, on the program. They're 80, 90 years old.
Yeah, so I want to do that when I'm alive. I'm going to sit in like a throne. I will have some flowers around me. Don't bring flowers, bring me some gifts. And I want everybody to get up on the mic, have that little 2 minutes of, ooh, she just a wonderful, oh, I love her. Or if you hate me, you can say that too. But if I'm in the casket, I ain't going to be able to hear all of that. I want to hear why I'm alive. And then we're going to have a repast. I'm going to have a choir up in there. I'm going to have somebody eulogize me. It's going to be dope, I tell you.
Wait. When you're sitting on the throne, I mean, when you walk in, are you going to have like the Yul Brynner thing where you got the black man up, carrying you in and,
I shall wear a crown when it's all over. But I'm going to have the crown on then. You know what I mean? Ain't going to be like, I'm going up beyond. Now, we ain't singing that kind of stuff. I want to sing some good songs. You know what? I'm going to speak it into existence. Elder Bard's going to be there. And he going to be singing to me. You know what I'm saying? I like it. All of that. Easy say you gonna carry me. All right, let me go and get to let me go do some extra running. Because I got a little bit of weight on me right now. Hey Michi BFF, how you doing? So anyway, that's my idea for my 53rd birthday party, a celebration of life. Somebody, auntie gonna make the macaroni and cheese. It's gonna be like, without y'all lower me into the ground. Now we're gonna leave off that part. I won't ride no hearse. We're gonna do everything but the casket and the lowering of the ground. So, you guys are all invited. All invited. So anyway, we're gonna let you go.
We'll live stream it.
Huh?
We'll live stream it.
Yes, it's gonna be a worldwide event, and I'm telling you, it's gonna catch y'all. And Yvette, how you doing? He said that's my idea too. My people gave me the side eye. See, forget them. We're gonna have our own little celebration of life. I'm telling you, choir, everything. So we'll have to get into it, but I'll give y'all the details. But anyway, love and appreciate y'all once again. See y'all later. Peace.